In Season 2, Chapter 26, You Do the Aftermath, Orba attempted to quiet her mind in the wake of the Coldlight Walker's destruction, but a torrent of emotions was paired with vivid visions of past Reapers, some succeeding, but many failing in their own first attempts to conquer their undead quarry. Emboldened by the experience of those that came before her, she tended to Graven's injuries before dragging her companions one by one into the farthest corner of the most concealed area, doing anything she could to reduce the risk that we'd be spotted if someone wandered down into the burial chamber. Fortunately, no such intrusion followed, and Orba had the room to herself to calm her nerves and say a prayer for her unconscious friends, a trio of unquestionable merit who, each in their own way, had seen her through to the other side of this terrifying conflict. The new Kelkian gods would surely hear Orba's stories of faith and words of praise, but they weren't the only ones to do so. Marcus of the Mountain, after noting some strange and suicidal behavior from the remaining Goliaths, had snuck his way inside and was hoping to pick up where we'd last left off, playing games and having fun, or at least fun for him, while we stressed endlessly over being found or getting hurt. This time, however, Marcus had a wager in mind. The good berries he could magically produce seemed like the perfect way to circumvent a long wait while the others regained consciousness, but they'd have to be earned through a dice-tossing competition that he called Hills and Valleys. The satyr was obviously a practiced hand, and Orba quickly fell behind 2 rounds to none, and unwilling to leave her friend's safety up to chance, she shoved Marcus aside and snatched the berries before he could react. Pouting and insulted, Marcus vanished, and as the rest of the party exhibited their first signs of life, we had to wonder whether that would come back to haunt us. Waking up one by one felt like a reunion of sorts, a chance to count our blessings and bruises, as Orba filled in the gaps for those that feared they might never make it back. Oops, that page has... Oh, we're back.
Oh.
And then some other shit happened, and here we are.
Deleted all his notes.
Above all else, the prevailing sentiment was relief, and beyond that, a desire to leave these mountains behind now that we'd finished our business here. Unfortunately, in the state that we were currently in, we didn't think we were likely to make it very far, so we organized watches for a rest, believing that if Marcus was correct, we were the only ones left in the area. Graven had already slept earlier on the way up, so he took this time to investigate the hillside, and though he didn't spot any lingering Goliaths, he did find their possessions that had been cast aside when they fell under the spell of the Coldlight Walker. It was a decent haul of both gold and equipment, but the excitement was short-lived as he started to feel vibrations coming from deep within the earth, and saw a massive moving shadow approaching from the east. This, combined with the already worsening weather, led Graven to believe that the frost giant had returned, a grave concern given the already compromised foundation of the burial chamber, and even the hill itself. Reluctantly interrupting our rest, we evacuated the summit and started down the long winding trail, but the ice was already starting to crack. Pieces of the path were crumbling beneath our feet as we sprinted toward the gate, with its wooden support beams groaning under the pressure. Barely slipping through before the entire structure collapsed, we endured a dangerous icy slope before an avalanche cascaded down from the north face, forcing us to make a choice about how to proceed. We'd hardly aced our previous tests, but we strapped on the longboards and finally felt a bit of muscle memory kick into gear, riding the drift down and out of danger without a single collision or fall. From there, we looked for a spot to wait out the storm, and we were welcomed by torchlight into a cave occupied by a man named Chandler Corbett, who'd been tracking the frost giant as a kind of journey of spiritual discovery. Mr. Corbett seemed well-intentioned, and even had some words of wisdom to share with Graven on the topic of how to channel the undisciplined thoughts that come with fractured faith. And as we considered how this might shape our party's composition going forward, we looked to the north and wondered. What was the best way to inform Cliff and Celis that the mission was completed? Or did they perhaps already know? Having committed himself to Kuuzni once more, would Graven be able to turn that lingering negative energy into something productive? And who was ready for a little downtime on the northern shores of Antisuyu?
I don't believe you.
We find out now on Season 2, Chapter 27 of A Peek Beneath the Veil. 2 days. 2 glorious days of nothing but the open road to contest with. 2 days of moving from colder to warmer climates where a strong wind no longer threatens to bury you in a snowdrift, and the sight of another person no longer gives you pause, wondering or not they might not be prone to a little opportunism, or worse, possession, the lingering effects of the Cold Light Walker still clinging to them. 2 days of not having to manage every little resource, not having to worry about overexerting yourselves. Time for wounds to close and for toxic effects to be purged from the body. 2 days to let a brush with death fade from the forefront of your mind and finally look ahead to the future. After leaving the Sky Bowl, you walked among the sapphire shrubs until you arrived at Golasheka, the Goliath trading post where Bahira handed off your steeds to a horsemaster for safekeeping. Finding them in good health, you took the quickest path out of the Rapper Mountains before setting down to rest, and in the morning when you broke camp, you set your sights on the northern border of Antisui. Graven, who was visibly struggling with his renewed commitment to his god of light, took advantage of this period of inactivity to seek solitude for a bit of self-discovery, splitting off from the party with a promise to circle back and reconnect at some point on the following day. The rest of you continued east while soaking in the pleasing monotony. Until now, where at just before noon on the day after Graven's departure, you find yourselves on the outskirts of a small coastal settlement that seems stubbornly situated, rather than sort of carefully born of convenience or favorable topography. The road leading into town is rough, and the rocky landscape jerks up and down, so it's rare that two neighboring homes have their front doors that sit on the same elevation. Most of the civilian walkways are actually strings of narrow suspension bridges or short boardwalks, either because the pitch of the terrain is too steep or because they're crossing over a mosaic of little tide pools. Nobody seems capable of walking past each other without bumping shoulders or turning to the side, and this has to be about the least horse-friendly village that you have ever visited.
Damn it!
Out by the ocean, choppy waters are bobbing and rocking about a half-dozen short corsair ships that are packed far too tightly together. And as you look around, you wonder why the founders would have chosen a spot with such poor accessibility, both by land and by sea. But perhaps that was the point, to be left alone here in Kukati Cove. So you guys are arriving here in the outskirts of Kukati Cove, some of the boardwalks that move down these little sort of suspended bridges that go further and further, all of the land kind of shifting more and more toward the harbor, the little bay there that's out where some of the docks are. You guys are kind of just at the top, looking along, seeing down into the harbor and watching some of the people go about their business. Again, comparing this, it's a very small town, no bigger than like Hackaton when you sort of pass through there, if that had been full of people, or Hodnock, the small village that Graven had visited sort of in his time.
Is there a place to like tie off horses before we get down to this area?
There's a number of hitching posts like right up at the top. Like I said, it looks so difficult to ride a horse through here that seems to be the common sentiment. You leave your horses up at the top. Not only that, nobody's like watching the horses. Like there's a sense of either people, respect each other's stuff or don't bother. Like there's maybe 15 hitching posts up near the top, 8 or 9 of them occupied by horses, and nobody watching them in particular.
Oh.
Fuck's sake, we're gonna get a lame horse.
What?
What?
We can't walk through here. Do you want to hitch up?
Oh.
I'm just saying.
I thought you were trying to steal someone's terrible horse.
No. Why would I want
I also thought that.
to? Why would? When in our history together?
I don't. That's why it
Has
was
that-
surprising. That's why it was surprising.
No, I just mean we've got to hitch up.
Does anyone other than me have anything
I was gonna
to
say-
do here?
No, I don't.
No, I thought if there's a blacksmith, that would be nice.
Maybe. I don't know.
So I suppose that.
Yeah, I could perhaps sell my silver gloves to a blacksmith as well. That would be useful.
Right.
Oh, I've been working on striking incorporeal creatures.
Really?
I don't think I have any need for them any longer.
Oh, right.
Well, I guess you can only wear one set of gloves at a time anyways.
That's true.
Cool.
I might have to give you the gloves to sell off until we get rid of this.
Right. Okay, sure.
Give me a perception check as you say that.
Everyone's walking around with a band of the benefactor. Oh my
What
god.
is the matter with you?
What was I doing?
Perception check.
8.
Terrible.
Yeah, nothing in particular other than as you're saying that, talking to the party and mentioning that, you kind of give a look around. This place is tiny and maybe doesn't look like the place where that would matter. You're not sure. It depends on the person that you kind of come up against. But those bands of the Benefactor are typically recognized in like major cities. Yeah. A small little village like this nobody would even care.
It might not be a problem, but I'd rather not risk it.
So,
And I trust you to negotiate a good price.
oh, I don't know if I'd trust me to do that.
Would you like to negotiate a good price?
Well, I don't think either of us are particularly good in that. I won't
Tiefling?
speak for you, but
I can do it.
all right.
I'll take the gloves.
For like the third or fourth time as you guys were talking, another person kind of pushes, like, doesn't even ask, just shoving people aside, moving to the other part of the boardwalk.
I reckon, hang on, keep your valuables right close. If we're going to be touching people, it's easy for someone who's, I don't know, handsy to get something off us, so let's be careful.
I was going to suggest, did we want to rent a room, even if we're not going to be staying the night, just so we can put extra valuables into a room?
I was going to say,
yes.
I don't want to leave anything on the horses.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I'm leaving the portable ram.
Oh,
on
don't
the
take that.
horse.
Yeah, whatever. If someone steals it, then good luck to them carrying it around.
Okay.
Would you like the winter wolf pelt back? Perhaps you'd
Oh,
like
yeah,
to
actually, I was going to say...
adorn yourself.
Well, yeah, so I did have an idea. Can I maybe, if we can switch our cloaks?
Excuse me?
You always, don't act like you forget you're wearing it. That's mine.
I...
It's mine and it's clearly much nicer, and I'd
What?
kind of like it back now, please.
It's been about a month.
So what, after a month I don't get to ask for my stuff back? Can I... Please, Erland, may I
takes
please
off the
have
cloak.
my property? Thank you. And I'm going to kind of unceremoniously...
That was like episode 2 or something.
Yup.
Has
Oh,
your
this is
blood on
weird.
it?
Well, this has your blood on it. So now we're even, I suppose. Anyway.
Orba's gonna just try to get a passerby's attention.
It's like, for being a place that doesn't have a lot,
yeah.
sort of crowded population, you're surprised at how crowded it is, simply because everything's packed so tightly together. People are constantly kind of moving by. One guy who's kind of has his arm kind of in a sling moves by, a little portly belly.
Excuse me, sir. We are new in town. Is there a place where one could rent a room for an evening?
No.
Huh?
I said fucking no.
There's no.
Does that
no.
seem
People
true?
don't pass
Make
through
an
it.
insight check.
Oh.
26.
The pointed way in which he said it, and also you saw him kind of look back over his shoulder at one point, maybe towards one of the buildings. It seems like it's directed as like he's saying you can't get a place, not that there isn't a place that someone could get.
Do I see which building he looked at?
Not exactly. He didn't even look. He just kind of glanced over his shoulder a little bit.
Problem?
Oh, excuse me. Pushes past you.
I'm gonna hold my bag tightly as he pushes past.
I'm confused.
We had heard from the Goliath that the north is insular.
Yeah, sure. Is it the weapons, do you think? Can I look around and are other people armed? Or
Yeah, there's like
People
people
around.
aren't brandishing weapons, but there's people with
people
swords.
running around?
No, people with swords or knives strapped to belts. And
We're about as far north as you can get. It's probably not a community that sees many travelers.
Surely we can find someone friendlier than that guy. Anyone
Everyone's
look
gonna
particularly
take
friendly?
the horse over and make
Yeah.
sure we claim
Yeah, I'm
at
gonna-
least the area that
Sure.
we...
Yeah, you pick a spot at the hitching post there for 3 of the horses.
Well, I suppose we just leave our horses and keep our ears to the ground on where we can possibly store our valuables.
Well, I say we look around. Anything that looks like it could be an inn, maybe we sort of wander in.
Should I attend Phaedra Spooner's on my own?
Oh,
Whatever you're comfortable with, right?
do you want company?
I don't want to... The deal was for me, and I just don't want
Well, I
to...
don't want to scare her off.
Exactly.
Yeah, so maybe you should go alone.
Let's try and find a pub there. That's a good place to find information.
Yeah, right. And I suppose we can buy someone a drink, bribe them to tell us where we can.
Feminine
There's
wilds,
somewhere to
perhaps?
stay. Right.
I've
there's
been
somewhere
working
to
on
stay.
those actually, so yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it.
Right, let's try and
Okay.
get a drink, perhaps.
Okay.
I could definitely use an ale.
Walk a little further into the sort of main portion of town, and the sort of uneven boardwalk. You have to kind of sometimes scoot your way down, sort of pushing past people left and right. As you look around, every building here is not indistinguishable, but in specific. Like, none of them look like a place of business like they look like all homes or just buildings. Like, this town is small enough that people may just do business out of their own home.
Do we see anyone... Sorry.
No.
Do we see anyone who seems, like, wasted? That's either, like, walking crooked or, like, sitting...
Give me an investigation.
Investigation?
Yeah.
God, get him out of the way early. 10.
10, not from where you're immediately walking down. It's a little early in the day for some.
As we're walking, can I listen to see if any of the buildings, if I hear like a particularly loud volume of voices?
Give me a perception check.
If I hear pop music. What was the check?
Perception.
Doesn't matter.
4.
No.
The only thing that you pick up, you don't hear any like music or anything like that. The only thing you do notice as you continue to walk in is as you guys move and people are talking, gets quiet when you get close, and then when you move further back. No.
Are they talking in common?
Seems like most people are, yeah.
I was gonna say, is it sort of a typical town makeup, like human, half-elf, elf?
Yeah, the makeup of the races doesn't seem suspicious or unusual to you.
So it's that they don't recognize us more than it's that we look weird.
Yeah, you haven't seen any indication that they were looking at something on you or that looked concerning to them.
Well, I guess you're right. We're in another town where people just don't like us.
Well, we've done that before.
Should we be worried about the whispering?
Yes.
Or is there anything...
I don't want to stay here very long.
I don't know.
Okay, well then, I guess find out where Phaedra is, and we can just wait for Graven like outside of town or something.
Did you know?
Did we choose a meetup place with Graven?
No, because he didn't know. You didn't know what was here. I mean, you could have said told him to meet at an inn or something, but you didn't. Yeah, you didn't know.
But in town.
Yeah, you told him you would meet him in town. Yes.
Can I look around for anyone in the area who looks, I don't know, maybe like they're selling something, like they look like they're smiling.
Give me an investigation check.
One friendly face, please.
Yeah, anyone. Just need
Oh my.
investigation.
Mm-hmm.
God, no. Well, that's a little better. 7.
7, no such luck.
Wow.
The only people that aren't like actively maybe whispering about you or casting glances in your guys' direction. There's a couple people, a man and a woman, that are kind of leaning over a little railing that looks out toward the bay. One of them kind of smoking a pipe, and a couple times they look over, and as someone either pushes past you or sort of suspiciously shifts by you, you see them kind of.
Those two. I reckon I'm gonna try them. I'm gonna kind of walk over and you guys can follow me if you want to.
Sure.
He sees you kind of approaching. Welcome to fucking Kukati, eh?
Oh, well, cheers. You're the first welcome we've heard.
Wouldn't call it a welcome.
So I understand you guys aren't exactly fond of visitors. We're just passing through. We don't really want to stay for too long.
Fine by me.
Is there some place we could stay or grab an ale or anything?
Not unless manager says so.
Manager? Is that manager of the whole town? I don't understand.
Does this look like a fucking bank to you? Not the manager. Manager.
That's his name? Or is that just what you call him?
That's his name. And if you don't know that, that's why you're getting all the weird looks.
Are we supposed to have consulted with this manager before we entered the town? Does he have like a
Wouldn't hurt.
office or something that we could stop by?
Aye, he does.
Oh,
Where could we find this Mr. Manager?
Takes the hand with the pipe and he juts it in the direction kind of down toward the docks, and some of the kind of ash spills out of the top of it. And he points down toward a very kind of tall, narrow cabin. It looks like it's made of both metal and wood. It's kind of panels of both of them. And there's a sliding, like, black steel door on the front. It's one of the only buildings that is kind of stands out among the other buildings, actually. It has a different look to it.
As far as you're concerned, he runs this town. If you want to do more than just taking the sights here, you'll start at his office.
right. Okay. Well,
If I were to want to take in the sights while also enjoying a pipe as well, is there an herbalist in town I could speak to?
Nope.
Suppose we can.
The managers, then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just manager.
Manager.
Right.
Does he have a real name?
That is his real name. And if you want to get anything in this town, you'll call him manager, and not the manager.
Does it seem true that we're supposed to call him manager?
Give me an insight check.
Oh, I'm so
Imagine.
gullible.
He likes to be called shit stain.
When you see him.
Natural 20.
Oh!
It absolutely does. And it seems like that curious title has a little bit of reverence attached to it. Like, manager's a big deal in this town. When people say manager and not calling him the manager, that's not just a little joke.
Manager. Just that. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd ask your name to thank you personally, but I don't think you'll get it.
Fucking Kukati, eh?
Is that something you say around here?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Fucking Kukati, eh?
All right. Let's go.
Alright.
Good day.
And you see him kind of chuckle a bit. Good luck. Pushing his thumb to pack a little more of the pipe there.
I'm already missing the mountains.
I
I'm
can't believe
not.
I'm going to say this, but I miss balding on the mountains.
No, you don't. Let's go see this.
Let's go back.
Look, it
no,
could. It
no.
can't be that bad.
No,
All
we
right,
at least
let's
have
go.
to wait for the Goliath here. So
Fine.
walk up towards the.
Right.
Who
Yeah,
wants
start
to
to
do
head.
the majority of the talking?
Depends on
I don't.
what
I,
he's like.
I don't want. I don't want it to be me.
Depends
People
on
in charge find me patronizing.
if he. Oh
Or
goodness.
Erland.
Oh, if he's a ranger. If he's-
Actually, no. It should be me.
If-
Northerners don't like him. They like me better.
Do they?
I don't know.
when's that been?
I don't know. You're too clever. You saw the guy. I can do the thing.
That guy was horrible to that guy was horrible to all of us.
Why
I'm
don't we
better
all
at being
just
horrible.
do
Well,
the
that's
talking? We
If
can
he-
just all talk
if
like
he-
people.
Sure, we can
I'm overthinking
We can
this.
try.
Let's just. You're right. No. Oh, you're right.
try and gauge what.
I'd
Can
like
I
a bed.
offer-
It would
can
be
I-
great.
can
I'd
I
like a bed
offer-
and an ale. Just a bed and an ale.
Can I
would be
offer some
brilliant.
advice?
What?
Let's try and gauge. Let's
I'm not
see
good
what
at
he's
that,
interested
mate. I'm
in.
not good at.
If he's
Okay.
holding a bow and
You
arrow,
gauge.
perhaps
You do your
can-
gauging. You puzzle.
it.
If
you
he's
puzzle it
holding
out.
a-
Sitting in his office holding a bow and arrow. Like drawn at his desk. Ah!
Got it. Just mirror his personality or something. I don't know.
I
Let's go.
can't do that.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys start to head down there.
Do this to the air in front of me.
To the door! Let's go do this. So you walk down toward the docks. It's very fraught. The stairs are so steep that some of them are almost ladders. And there's locals who seem to think that they always have the right of way. And eventually you work your way down to this kind of two-story abode. The wood and the metal siding that has several balconies that overlook the harbor. You imagine sort of when the sun's setting, it's quite a beautiful view. The front door is, strangely for this kind of setting, a sliding door. And there's no handle on the exterior. It's made almost entirely of just one kind of solid or sheet of iron. As you approach, you can sense some kind of raised eyebrows, sideways glances just from some of the mariner types in the vicinity. And it's obvious that whoever's behind this door holds considerable weight in this community. People waiting to see if you're even granted an audience, and if you are, how you might be received. So you get down to the store, you have the big sort of sheet metal right in front of you. Look around, you see a lot of the people kind of watching.
I'm going to knock on the door. Is that all right with you?
Erland.
Erland, not the right.
Tung, 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 has kind of a hollow noise.
I don't like this place.
I had no idea.
And after the kind of clanging of your knocking on the door, there's a brief pause and then some kind of screeching and grinding. Slides to the side. At the top of the door frame, you can see that there's little kind of small cogs that are doing the work of moving the door, some kind of mechanical rigging that automates the opening of the door. When the door is fully open, you look inside to see a rather sophisticated office that you'd guess belongs to like a tinkerer or a repairman. But you look at it and it has that kind of impression, and given the exterior, you would have thought that it would look more like a captain's office or a harbor master's office, but it really has the look of like a workshop. There's little trinkets and wires stacked on several surfaces, combined with an impressively diverse array of potted plants catching sunlight through the floor-to-ceiling windows on the north side. There's no one to see you in because the lone occupant is still seated on the other side of the room. One hand is outstretched to its left, and it's finishing the last rotation of a desk-mounted crank that through a series of pulleys on the ceiling is rigged up for the mechanism on the door. And there's a moment of having to stifle the surprise you feel when you see that this person has no skin. It's not immediately apparent because of the baggy hooded coat that they're wearing, but their face and fingers are some kind of wood and metal organic hybrid, held together with corded fibers that are approximating muscles and tendons. You've heard of these creatures before, but never personally laid eyes on one. It's a Warforged, a fully sentient being born of craftsmanship and infused with magic, incredibly rare because of the money and the expertise required to create one. And it has no pupils, but you can feel it kind of staring back through a metal and wooded plated face. And after the last person steps inside, it releases the crank, and the door shuts behind you. And I'm gonna welcome Tim to the table
God.
here.
Oh shit!
This is so cool.
Can I ask what we know about Warforged?
You almost
first?
nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, Safira, your knowledge is mainly through an academic setting. You've definitely read about them before, about the creation of them. You don't know a lot about them. Safira, you know that Warforged were, as their name might imply, often created for war. They're rare because of how difficult they are to create, but they were often created for the sole purpose of like being a powerful combatant because you were able to give them certain magical skills and control them to a degree. I mean, they're very fully sentient, but some of them would kind of answer to the master that created them. So they were almost like very, very powerful companions in a way.
They were magical powerful? I mean, I don't know.
It depends. They didn't have to be, but they could be magically powerful. Yeah. So these three people enter into your office, the faces that you don't recognize, but three strangers here in Kukati Cove, which is not the most common. You don't get visitors all that often. They step in, you release the crank, and the door closes behind you.
Welcome.
Right. Hi.
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 Hello.
What brings you to Kukati Cove?
Oh, manager? Is that right?
Yes. I'm manager, and you are?
Erland, what are you...
You're...
Hey, mate. So, just passing through. Don't really need much of anything. Just was hoping to maybe grab an ale and a bed somewhere.
An ale and a bed? Sure. That's no problem. What brings you here? Just ale and a bed?
We're meeting somebody here.
Yes. We're looking for
An herbalist named Phaedra Spooner.
Phaedra Spooner. Yes, Phaedra's my friend.
Oh,
I can
right.
put you in touch.
Oh, brilliant. That would
Excellent.
be wonderful.
Yeah.
A friend.
What do you need from Phaedra?
Oh, a pre-negotiated business deal with Niels Vargas from Navigapura.
What business deal?
All right. Niels Vargas is going to communicate to Phaedra that we have completed work for Niels, and she was going to pay us on behalf of Niels.
Understood. Yes. If you all haven't noticed, Kukati Cove is hesitant of visitors. It's a very tight-knit community.
We did. It's quite noticeable. Yeah.
Understood. But I can assure you, you're safe. Your horses will be taken care of. I know they're already outside.
Wow.
Right.
So, you just need some ale and a bed and an introduction to Phaedra.
I was hoping, actually, if there's a blacksmith, I would be happy to pay for a new set of armor. So.
I can put you in touch with the blacksmith.
Right. Oh, well, that's brilliant. You've been right helpful. It's nice to meet you, manager.
It's been wonderful to meet you too. I just need to make sure that I know who's coming into our town. See, Kukati Cove is a very tight-knit community, and I just want to make sure that you guys aren't going to cause any trouble here either.
Kung, kung, kung. There's a knocking at the door, the middle door. You have the crank. Rattles open. You see the
Manager
face.
opens up the door.
You see the face of a younger man named Gladstone. You know, he's one of the sort of locals here in town. He sticks his head kind of through. Oh, sorry to interrupt, manager. Shipment just came in from Kirikachun, and it's a bit light. I think Barker fucked up the order again. Now, I don't want to have him thumped without your say-so, so what kind of punishment you think fits, eh?
A gentle thumping.
Gentle thump. You see him kind of like trying to put that together. Yeah. Steady on. All right.
Great.
Yeah, so whatever you need from us, we're happy to let you know.
Were you born here?
I, like many others that have come to Kukati Cove, arrived here from somewhere else. Not
Trying to
many are
give
born
Erland
here.
like a squeeze. Subtly.
Where were you from originally?
I was born in Etkava. Etkava. Yep.
Ikatva.
Etkava.
Is that
It's on the world map if you have that.
Oh, it's in the back of my book.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
that's
the
the
world-
continent map,
That's
not
the
the world
continent
map.
map.
Yeah.
The world map.
Yeah. I mean, it's not in Antisuyu. It's it's across the ocean.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's a whole different page.
It's north of Grand Prasada.
Yes. An island on across the ocean.
You came really far.
Yes, I've come very, very far. I do have one question for you, though.
Yes.
Phaedra recently came to acquire something that Phaedra asked me to hold on to because of its potential power, that it might bring the wrong sort of person to Kukati Cove. Would you by any chance know of what it is that I'm talking about?
Of great power? Honestly, no.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
An herbalist? Something from Navikapura?
Great.
am I able to read him?
First of all, you would know it would have come from Navikapura, yes.
Yeah.
And give me an insight check.
Oh. So you're gonna.
Oh, your first one's an insight check? Welcome to the table.
10, so 14.
14. You're able to tell just from sort of the reactions, you can discern that he initially described it as just like payment for services. And it seems like it was more than that, that it was either an item of importance or something that's more than just coin exchanging hands.
Yeah.
Like, that's apparent to you. Yes.
Yeah.
That he might be soft playing the importance of the reward or the exchange.
Can I inquire further as to what the payment was? So, what specifically was this payment?
From Neil. She's holding on to a magical item used for communication
It wouldn't be.
of significant power,
Yeah.
Depends on who you're trying to communicate with, wouldn't you say?
I suppose.
I suppose it's limited in its uses.
As in,
Sure.
have you ever heard of a mirrored inscription spell?
I have.
All right.
right.
It's a mirrored inscription spell to speak with my old teacher,
And who's your old teacher?
Professor Grimari. Have you?
Professor Gomari. What if I were to tell you that I have come into possession of this scroll?
Oh,
Well, that would be brilliant.
Brilliant, as long as the payment was met by Neil. I'm confused. Did Neil send payment to Phaedra?
Phaedra acquired something.
Yes.
She acquired this.
Yes.
She was worried about its potential because
Its potential.
everybody here in Kukati Cove has been trying to avoid any sort of chaotic messiness.
Sure.
Sure.
And I'd be happy to give it to you, but I need your help with something.
Something chaotic and messy.
With a professor.
Not with the professor, on my end. There's a ship that crashed,
Right.
and there's something on the ship. It's a document.
Okay.
And I've been waiting for people of significant strength to come along to possibly help me with this.
Okay. Sure.
You help me recover the document from the sunken ship, the wreck ship. I will give you the scroll, the mirror inscription, put you all up for the night, make sure you're taken care of and well rested before you go on your way.
Have you ever heard of a band of the benefactor?
I have not.
Really? No one has one of these in this town?
Doesn't look familiar to you.
No?
It's a pain in the ass.
Are there any Is it a magic user that needs to remove it, or is it a specific
it's
magic
magically
user?
bound to you. The item itself is not magic, but it was magically
Right, but
bound.
guess what I'm asking is, does it have to be someone who like specifies in that sort of magic, or could any magic user?
Definitely not any magic user. You've seen that there's like specific people that do this task,
Yeah.
and that sometimes like would do back in the day. There's people who sort of illegally remove these, but not any old person can get rid of it. So
Listen, we risked our lives to complete a deal organized between Phaedra, Niels, and one other party in Navikapura, and it hardly seems fair that we're being asked to risk our lives again for a piece of paper.
Understandable.
I'm not saying no immediately, but you do need to sweeten the deal.
How about this? We recover the document. Everything else on this very important ship that was a government ship, you can split whatever you find. I just want the one piece of paper.
We don't have a lot of stuff.
Gonna say.
Anything in my office that you see that you'd like to help recover the stuff, you can borrow for this. I'm happy to.
there's weapons on the walls, shields. Like he has an array of,
Cool.
Oh.
And the reason why I'm not asking anyone in this town is that everybody here has been through enough and wants to lay low. Everybody in this community is safe, but everybody here has had a rough past, and they don't want any more trouble.
Did something happen during the war here?
No, but everybody has a different story. Everybody's had something. Kukati Cove's a town of second chances.
Huh.
Right.
Anything on that ship is yours. I will go with you.
So where is this ship, and what exactly? How did it come to its end?
It was a simple shipwreck,
Okay.
but we found out through many of my contacts, found out what was on the ship, and there's an important document on it, and it's in Hylata Harbor, about 1 hour east of Kukati Cove.
Where did you say the ship was coming
Okay.
from?
didn't.
Where's the ship coming from?
Do you want to tell them honestly where it's coming
Yeah.
from? Okay. It's coming from
Happy to tell you.
Ki'ira, which is just across the ocean.
From where?
Ki'ira is the name of it.
It came from Ikira.
Ki'ira.
Ka'ira.
Yeah,
The mainland?
presumably. If someone just says
Says
Ki'ira,
Ki'ira.
that, as opposed to the Highlands or something, it typically means.
All right.
We can do this.
This sounds fair.
Yeah,
Erland sort of starts to look around the room at something that might be appealing.
I mean, none of it looks like magical. It's like a lot of. There's different armors, there's different weapons. I mean, for a monk, I don't know that you see anything here that you like. If Safira was looking for a new set of armor, there's several sets of armor along the wall. There's
I
leather,
was.
there's. Would you like to
Yes.
drow?
Oh my goodness. Yes. Really? Okay. I would like to. I can do medium armor.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't be so beefy.
He has a hide set of armor, there's a chain shirt, and then there's a
Ooh.
breastplate as well.
So which of those would I take?
Ooh, I'm rich!
What else do I have, Matt?
Which of those would I take like a minus to my stealth?
All of those are actually flexible enough that you don't.
Oh shit!
Wait. So wait, which is the heaviest of those?
Breastplate is the heaviest and the most armor, but again, it weighs a little more, but none of those affect your ability
Cool.
to stealth.
Can I kind of take the breastplate off the wall?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
So you wouldn't mind if I borrowed this for our ship thing?
Anything that you guys need within here, I want you to feel as prepared as you can possibly be.
This is right. Nice.
Because the ocean and the path can be potentially dangerous.
I was going to ask you about that. So you said you needed people who were particularly strong. What kind of threat are we expecting here?
Marrows, sea hags, scions, anything of that sort.
Just
But
the
again,
fun ones. Okay.
We've traveled outside and not run into any trouble, but we've also traveled and run into issue.
Right. Kind of fashioning it onto myself, seeing how it fits, giving it a little knock.
It's not. It looks like it was crafted by kind of a journeyman craftsman. It's not, so, but it's new. Like it's not like it's shiny. Like it doesn't look like he's used it in the like previously. It's.
Does it seem like he is being truthful about having the page?
Give me an insight check with disadvantage.
Ooh, what?
A natural 20 and a before.
So, as you are listening to him talk, and so Safira goes off to examine the breastplate, and you do your best to kind of read him, you've never seen a creature like this before, and your ability to read subtle differences in facial expressions, his eyes, is extraordinarily difficult because you haven't encountered someone like this before. So, very difficult to tell.
Is there any, is there anything that looks magical? Like anything that has like a rune in it or something like that?
No, everything in here looks either crafted or like mechanical. There's mechanisms like the pulleys and the crank, but nothing magical that you can see.
Erland, you seem suspicious. What can I answer for you?
He's always suspicious. Don't take it personally.
First of
He's
all,
like that.
I'm a bit disappointed there's nothing I can use here. And secondly, I don't like people going back on bargains. And I had a bargain with Phaedra Spooner that you have generously added on to. It's just a surprise.
We understand that you're grumpy, Erland.
Erland's gonna grab. Is there a like a small piece of wood or something? Just like a ball, like something small and not valuable that I can fit in the palm of my hand.
There's a couple like wooden, like almost like they'd fit into a captain's wheel, like wooden cylinders.
As I'm sort of saying that, I'll be turning over one of these things and I'll toss it to him.
He catches it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
Manager
squeezing him
tosses it
so
back.
hard. I'm like giving him such a strong pinch on the back of the arm.
This is a fine deal. Orba, anything you can use?
Nothing I can use, but do you have any healing potions by any chance?
Oh.
Would you want to give something of that kind of value?
We can offer you some gold if that helps.
The document is what is important to me.
Okay.
I think
How
we're
many
talking
healing-
about here in your office.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many potions do I have?
4 stashed in a drawer in your desk, like in a little locked drawer on your desk there.
Erland takes a
Can we-
huge straw.
Let's bring them.
You can do so.
Oh, right.
We'll bring them.
Multiple?
Yes.
Reaches
well,
down,
good about
turns a little key into a lock there in his deck, slides open, and there's like a little like rack, like a little, and it has 4 potions sort of.
Can I see anything else in the drawer when he opens it?
It looks like that was it. It was otherwise it wasn't.
The priority is for all of us to come back safe.
Right.
Agreed.
All right.
The priority is success.
Right.
Page and
I couldn't agree more.
This document you're looking for, is there anything that we should know about it? Is it magically... is there any sort
Protected?
of arcane protections around it?
Nothing arcane about it.
Okay.
But in the perhaps way it was shipped, is there anything that
It's
could
not going
perhaps
to be in
a
an
trap?
exploding magic box.
No. The document itself has no exploding box.
That's good.
But other things on the ship might have an exploding box?
If we find something good, there could be something good that explodes on it. It's a ship.
Who's it from in Kiera, incidentally?
You don't know exactly who it's from.
Or from which establishment? I'm from there originally.
Presumably one of the governing bodies.
Yeah,
Like it's an official.
It's an official government ship.
Yes.
Right.
But you don't like who. You don't know who
Yeah.
signed off on it or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's Captain Rick. Yeah.
Hate that guy.
Sup, Rick?
Captain Erland's dad.
Oh, God. Get out.
It's the USS Loftefeld. That's right.
That'd be a twist.
Erland's a kid with a yacht.
Oh, of
You
course.
fucking would.
This was my boat.
Daddy never let me sail it.
Okay, well, it seems like time is sensitive.
Right, yeah.
Another knock on the door. Oh. Sorry, I can come back later.
What is it?
Very well. The potion seller that we were contacting in Dilla soon has offered to begin shipping potions and alchemical supplies to Kukati, but he's nearly doubled his asking price. It's in the vicinity of extortion. Do you have a particular inclination either way in how you'd like me to respond?
Tell him no deal until I speak to him.
Of course. Thank you, manager.
Of course.
Not that it matters, but just as a matter of curiosity, what would you describe as a light thumping?
They'll sleep easy that night.
Okay.
Because they'll sleep permanently. They'll sleep really easy. So Safira's like, she strapped the breastplate on, sort of.
I'm ready to go. If I feel good about this. We've seen a sea hag before, right? That was what it was, wasn't it? I don't remember now.
I don't
We've
recall
dealt with
fighting a sea
annoying-
hag. We've fought other sea creatures.
We'll be fine.
Great.
I'm trying to say it with like.
We have it under control.
And Erland, just to give you more peace of mind, when we get back, you can stay here as long as you need until you're all ready to head out, and we'll make sure that everything's taken care of.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
All right. Was that Opal Kinsley he was talking about? The Dilician potion seller?
No. Why do you ask?
I was told to meet with an Opal Kinsley and a potential potion seller in Dilician. I was curious.
When we get back, I'll see if any of my contacts can help you find them.
Jeez Louise.
Oh. All right.
Very good. Shall we?
Okay,
Yes.
let's go, manager.
Let's go.
You guys gather your things.
If we're walking
Manager
out.
grabs his shield.
Yeah.
You should get ready to see.
Puts in a backpack, and the shield that he picks up is not one of the ones that was on the wall when he kind of motioned to like select any of them. It's from behind his desk. There's like a little slide thing that slides out, and he takes out this shield that has these kind of leaf laurels kind of around it, and it's made of kind of a metal and wooden sort of hybrid there that kind of slides onto his arm, and the straps kind of very neatly cinch in two places, so he can kind of hold it with one hand and have the other hand free.
Great.
Do we ride horses to this place, or are we walking?
Not accessible by horse. More of this kind of terrain that's very difficult to ride on.
Okay.
If we're walking out, can I kind of make it so that I pull Erland back a little bit and have Orba...
We can say the manager walks ahead of the
Great.
group, and as manager walks, people get out of the way. People stop and move and let him pass by. Orba's kind of right behind him, and Erland and Safira sort of hang back just a little bit.
How big is Manager? Is he like a
Slightly taller than you. He's like 6'2", 6'3".
Okay, he's not like Graven size.
No,
as he's
no.
walking.
6'3". 6'3".
A
Yeah.
strong 6'2".
6'3". 6'3".
That's like a foot taller than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's tall, but
6'3".
not Goliath.
Silvery, pupil eye thing. Yeah.
Shining behind the glowing eyes.
And I'm pulling it it's sort of like quietly. Get it together. It's very clear that it's the first time you've seen a Warforged, but don't be fucking
what?
weird. It's okay. They're called Warforges.
Is
They're
it
not very-
alive? He was born?
It's not exactly. I'm not gonna get into the mechanics of it now, mate. But he was.
Is there someone-
He's
Can
Can manager
sentient.
ask Erland a question?
Are you trying to like hear what they're saying?
Can he hear?
Give me
what
give me a perception.
You do faster.
That would be a natural.
That's a natural one.
So the natural one's an automatic fail.
Great.
As you're walking, you're trying to pick up a little bit of what they're saying, but actually your status in this town is working against you because as you're walking, everyone's going like, manager? Manager? Right. And that's making it difficult to hear what they're saying. I'm trying to
And behind you, hear Orba greeting them all too, like, hi.
like a lot of Shut up.
Is Puppeteer in the other room?
Listen, I understand that you don't trust him. I'm really a little bit reticent about how helpful he's been too, but don't let him in on that.
I don't trust
Don't
who
let
created
know.
him. Is
Yes,
his creator nearby?
I don't fucking think
How does
so.
this work?
He's in the middle of
How
fucking
does
nowhere.
one of these...
No.
It's built, isn't it?
Erland, please get it together. You're supposed to be the polite one.
Isn't he... Is he created? Please explain it.
As this conversation's happening, you're working your way kind of up those ramps and out of Kukati Cove. You follow your way kind of to the outskirts, and you're impressed with the ease at which Manager traverses these lopsided boardwalks, kind of each step very measured, sort of moving quickly up the stairs and up the ladders. As you follow behind him, you have none of the problems that you had earlier with the overcrowded pathways. Civilians instinctively step back. They offer a nod or a tip of the cap. After passing beyond the last row of houses, you start to pivot towards sort of in an eastward direction. That would once again make a horse kind of stamp its hooves in protest. There's all these rocky bluffs and ridges trickling down toward thin strips of sand, these long kind of closed off beaches. Rather than hike over the crags, however, Manager takes you through a very kind of narrow lowland pass that's it's a tunnel, but it's not quite a tunnel. It's never closed off on the top. It's kind of more like a small little canyon, because you can always see kind of a strip of the sky up above you. And based on the direction of travel, it looks like this path is taking you down a little closer to the water, where the ground levels out, and presumably from there you'll have an easier time working your way to the now defunct Hylata Harbor. So you guys are walking through this little pass. You have a moment here now kind of out of the noise and the sort of relative chaos of Kukati Cove. It's a little quieter here, so you guys just have a moment as you walk.
So then there was this one time that we fought a big shark in the water too, and then I think some Sahuagins showed up also. And
Oh, those big rock things too.
Oh yeah, the big rock guys too. So we
I
fought
remember those.
like a couple of really scary things in the water at least.
How did you handle the sharks?
Oh, we killed it. He almost died. Remember when you almost died to a shark?
Yes, I was going in to, I believe, rescue one of you.
Wasn't me. No, it might have been me. Goose.
I think it was you.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully between these potions and my healing ability, we won't need to
And
do
this.
that again.
And she kind of hits herself on the chest and makes like a big clang.
And that.
You
This
said
is
healing
nice.
abilities?
Yes.
Oh.
How much actually, wait, I don't know what buff I have to my AC.
Your AC currently is 14 plus your dex modifier, max of 2. What's your dex modifier?
Oh, it's +3.
So you can only get 2, so your AC is 16.
Nice.
It would be 14
Hey,
plus.
that's Graven level shit.
17.
Raven's 17 now, I think.
No, I was Graven's beefier than me.
Yeah,
I'm not
because he
a
got the
tank.
new armor. I'm 16.
Ah.
He rubbed it.
10.
Oh, are you Reaper right now, or are you not Reaper?
Oh, I am not Reaper. Yeah, you see
You're
Orba's
Orba?
eyes are normal. Normal eyes.
So you heal, yes?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful, because we're short a cleric today.
That is your, for combat purposes, that's your overall specialty, healing, or do you prefer close fighting, ranged fighting?
Conjuration, animals, wildlife,
Oh, no way.
particular specialty.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I can actually speak with animals myself.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Well, that,
It costs a bit of energy, but yeah.
oh, that could be terribly convenient coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right, well, I love to have a chat.
It's not a bad pairing.
Right.
Why would that be convenient?
I don't know, he said...
Are we going to encounter
Hey, if I
animals
have
that
an
need
excuse to-
negotiation?
Not just being by the water.
Oh, I suppose.
Right,
Shall we?
Okay, yeah.
we shall.
You guys continue on. Moments later, after traversing through this sort of pseudo tunnel, you emerge from the rocky underpass and you find yourselves on the beaches of Antisuyu's northern coast. It's not terribly wide, but it has a nice kind of isolation to it. The bluffs keeping the outside world away so that it's just you, the gently crashing waves, and the kind of vocal seabirds circling overhead. Despite the harshness of the surrounding landscape, the sand is mostly dry and it's quite soft. As you start using muscles in your legs that you're not as accustomed to using, it's a little tiring. You're actually, for the purposes, you're in difficult terrain, actually, as long as you're on the soft sands of the beach, except for Manager, who has an ability to walk through difficult terrain without issue. So as he's walking ahead, his footsteps are kind of light on the sand, and he never kind of sinks into kind of the pools of sand. He walks just along the surface of it. A couple times, someone has to stop and take off a boot, shake a few granules out before continuing on. And you know that dangerous creatures of the sea can lurk just beyond the shore, so everyone in the party kind of has their guard just up a little bit. People aren't sort of just relaxing, everybody's keeping a careful
Can
eye.
I
Yes.
take a second to use an ability I never use?
Please. Yeah.
Which is Primeval Awareness. You can use your action and expend one rage of spell slot to focus your awareness on the region around you. For 1 minute per level of spell slot you expend, you can sense whether the following types of creatures are present within 1 mile of you or within up to 6 miles if you are in your favorite terrain, which I am
You are?
because I have chosen
Damn.
coast as a new favorite terrain.
Oh, fun.
So I can look for aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. This feature doesn't reveal the creature's location.
Read that list for me one more time.
Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Okay, great. So as you guys are walking,
Well, can I, before I cast this, can I
sure.
actually...
Yeah, please.
How close are we to the ship?
It's a great question.
You're probably about halfway there, so you're still probably like 45 minutes away.
About 45 minutes, half hour.
Okay. When we get a bit closer, I've got something I can do. I've been studying up on the coast, and I can look and see if, I don't know, any foes are nearby.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
So let me know when we get close, so I can do that.
I would love to do that. when we get close.
So as you guys are moving along with, again, sort of a careful eye on the surroundings, everybody give me perception checks, please.
You get advantage in your...
Do I get advantage on perception checks?
I think you get to double your proficiency, if you're proficient in it. Are you proficient in perception?
I am not.
Then it doesn't double.
Oh, right.
It doubles proficiency in
No,
your favorite
I'm
trait.
18.
12.
I'm nothing. I'm useless.
25.
Just kidding! Natural 20!
Fucking 6.
So as Safira and Manager were speaking, Safira had kind of come up a little bit, so the two of you were in front. And as you guys are walking and talking kind of this new sort of understanding of the coast and the expertise of the terrain that you're in, a little bit of a mutual appreciation, understanding, two of you sort of native or at least sort of knowledgeable about these regions. You look out into the distance, and the first creature you see that isn't a seagull doesn't look like much of a threat. It looks like a lone human man. And he's kind of limping in your direction. Right now he's a couple of 100 feet off, so he's down the beach a ways. And he's limping in your direction. He has a very sodden white tunic sticking to his chest. You can see that he looks very thin, like borderline emaciated, like he hasn't eaten in days. And there's layers of sand covering his hands and his bare feet and one side of his face. It looks like maybe at some point he kind of fell into the sand and then picked himself back up. He does have a sword affixed to his belt, but he doesn't move immediately to it when he spots you. Instead, he just stops after limping a little bit. And you see him kind of put a hand up to the sun to try and get a better look at you guys. He's not waving, he's putting a hand up to the sun.
I'm kind of putting a hand up if he can see us, just to kind of let him know that we're not a threat.
Do you know him?
No, I don't.
Do you
Give
think
me a perception check as you look at him a little closer. You definitely don't know him, but give me a perception check.
10.
10. With the little bit of clothing that you can see, it does look kind of like a mariner, like a sailor's out, like attire. That's sort of all that you can sort of gauge there. But you definitely don't know who it is. Especially it's pretty far off still.
Would it be possible to conjure a familiar to go out and to investigate?
Conjuring familiar takes an hour.
Would it be possible to call the familiar that I had going before we left?
Yes. What form was your familiar in?
Can it be large? Oh,
It has to be a small creature.
like normal size?
What's normal?
Like appropriate to what it was. Where if it was like something like a sea lion.
It can be like a parrot, a cat. It has to be like
like small.
Small, yeah.
Like a seagull?
A seagull, a parrot, a crab, something that's sort of a smaller.
Let's go. Can we go otter?
Sure.
Let's go otter. Let's go otter. Yeah.
For the first time, you hear like almost. He doesn't make a whistling noise, but Manager makes kind of a little noise. And for the first time, you notice that like a little critter has been following behind you guys, and across the sand, and then around his torso several times. And a little kind of otter kind of sits up there on your shoulder.
Does my otter have a
Does
name?
it?
Familiar. Go investigate that man.
Hops off. He starts to run forward. As he's running forward, you can immediately see that puts the man on the defensive. He's sort of holding his hand up, and he immediately moves that hand down to his sword. And he draws it a little bit. And you see the otter moving closer and closer.
Familiar, stay.
And it stops. It's like maybe 2/3 of the way to him, but when you called for it to stop.
Familiar, sit.
No fucking way.
What does the man do?
Stays there. And he looks down at the otter to kind of see if it's about to do anything. And holding the sword in two hands, you can see he's very weak. Like even holding the sword is like, you can see his hands like shaking a little bit. And he's sort of limping with one leg. He takes another step forward. Stay back! I'm not fucking about!
Familiar, roll onto your back.
The fuck is that?
It's a sea otter.
Get it the fuck out of here!
Familiar, return.
Back up to your shoulder.
Well, what do we think?
with all due respect, manager, it seems we're far away from this guy.
Yeah, a couple hundred feet. He's yelling to you.
It
Yeah.
seems as if this man is rather frail, and we could probably intimidate him, or simply passive.
Perhaps we can just ask him what the hell happened to him to get him this way. He could have been shipwrecked. I mean, do you think there's a possibility?
Move! He's motioning with
I
his.
don't think he's a threat.
We're not gonna do anything to you, but we'll move aside. Can I kind
Make a
of start
persuasion
moving aside?
Yeah.
11.
11. I'll not trust the lot of you! These beaches are nothing but beasts and brigands!
We've got food.
You can see him, like, reach down.
Do you need help?
Not from you!
Please, mate, you look like you're starving. You're gonna fall over and die. We're not here to hurt you. We're just passing through. You're on our way somewhere else.
Our ship came to harbor, not 2 miles from here. If you wish to prove a lack of ill intent, I'd like to see you turn around and walk the other way.
For how long?
Till I don't see you anymore.
He may have been on the boat you're looking for.
Is that possible? When did the boat...
Close are we?
We're still about 30 minutes away.
That's a walkable distance for sure. It's possible. And for your knowledge, you don't have to tell them, but the ship crash, from your knowledge, was like 4 or 5 days ago.
Sir, when did your ship wreck?
What's it to you? You have an air of scavenger about you.
I'm from Kukati Cove. We can give you help if you need it.
Kukati Cove. Why do I recognize that name? I feel like I've read that somewhere.
Maybe you
small
did.
town.
Were you off course when your ship crashed?
It was attacked. We were on our way to Dillasoon.
Attacked by what?
Creatures of the sea.
Do you know what kind?
I don't have a fucking degree in creatures of the sea.
Right?
Look, we're trying to pass by on this beach. We don't want to hurt you. Can we perhaps pass each other with a wide berth?
Make a persuasion check.
That's the right word, right? Persuasion?
Yeah.
I don't think one's very high. 8.
8. Like I fucking trust you. I can see what you're on your way to do. You're on your way to loot that fucking ship.
What would it take for you to trust us?
Thinks for a moment. Nothing. You fucking can't. He reaches down and he grabs like a stone that's on the ground there on the beach, and he holds it up into his hand.
I'm
He
gonna
looks like he's
stand in
kinda
front of
tossing
manager.
it. Erland takes a step in front. The man pivots and he throws the stone out into the water. And it makes like a hollow noise that as you look out into the water, you see there's like an overturned rowboat of some kind, of very small boat, not like a ship, that was sort of capsized and derelict there in the water. And it hits the hull, and as soon as that sound, he starts to turn and limp in another direction,
Safira.
and you can see like
Ready.
like
I've got my
waves,
bow
like
drawn.
water moving up above.
I'm gonna kind
Oh, real mature.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
He doesn't say anything. He continues to try and shuffle away. So you can see like ripples forming in the water, getting like closer to the shores there.
Those who can, shoot at the first thing that moves.
Might want to tell your little order to fuck off.
He might.
Familiar, fuck off.
So the water is sort of bubbling a little bit, and something just starts to surface above the water. Were you like readying an action to fire?
I was
whatever
readying it,
it
yeah,
was?
yeah.
Great.
If it gets within 5 feet.
Yeah, sure. It's definitely more in the distance at the moment. I need everybody to give me initiative
Okay. It's happening. Squid. So you're gonna roll and then add that number.
Guy.
God damn it.
rolls. Fail persuasion.
Oh no, I'm crushing it.
All right, hold on.
Don't worry, guys.
Roll 1 nat 20 and like sub 5 every fucking roll.
All right, 20 to 25.
21.
Way to go.
Pew pew pew.
14. What
14,
world is 16 plus 3, 21?
18.
You rolled shit. What did you roll?
Oh, is it 16? I'm so wrong. I'm sorry. I thought it was 18.
Well, what is it?
19.
Oh, okay. That's pretty
I'm
close.
still pretty good.
That's pretty close.
I thought, from the light, I thought that was
what'd
an
you get?
18.
Are we there yet?
It's 15 to 19?
Nope.
10 to 15, 14?
13
You're
is
14.
Yes.
Merrows. M-E-R-R-O-W. Merrows.
Okay. Orba had a solid 4.
6. Hey.
Anything else, Matthew?
Yeah, 3 is the Sahuagin Priestess.
Oh no, she's a
Fuck off.
Shoot that one first.
And immediately after her is, as it's surfacing, you watch as these sort of finned face appears up out of the water, and at first it just seems like the creature is kind of rising and bursting out of the water, but it kind of comes up at a very even interval, like it's rising on something, and as it gets further and further up, a head comes out of the water, and she's riding a giant turtle, like coming out of the water.
no,
So there's a giant snapping turtle is right after
I will not hurt
the
him.
Sahuagin
If you
Priestess.
become a turtle, we could have like the lamest fucking
No, I
slowest
love
encounter.
snapping turtles. Stop. Oh my god.
I guess you're a tortoise.
They're the best. Honestly, having a snapping turtle.
And I need everybody to throw their monitors on here for me.
Oh shit!
Oh shit.
Ooh. You're gonna
First guest with monitors.
Oh.
Yes, you are the
Yeah.
first guest to utilize the virtual battle maps, which is very exciting.
Oh my.
pretty cool, right?
So here are the beaches that you're walking along. So first of all, just topography-wise, let's go ahead and bring up the map. This is where you guys came out of, this little tunnel that led kind of back up toward Kukati Cove. So you guys came out here and you were walking along the beaches here. And then let's bring you guys up. So it was
Oh my god, is there a
Manager
Yeah.
and
Show up, I mean.
Safira. Yep, I will 1 second. Manager and Safira were here in front. And then just behind them a little ways was Erland and Orba.
Regular.
Regular Orba. There we go.
Oh, she's so sweet.
Great. So, so you guys were shouting to this man who was off in the distance. Let's grab him as well. So he's sort of over here.
Should I just run this fucking guy down?
And he looks like he's making a run for this kind of like there's a staircase over here that's like it's built into the rock. So someone once upon a time sort of made this little staircase just to get up onto that higher ledge.
We're on a beach, right?
Yes.
Can we tell, based on where he's running, if he's retracing his own footsteps or if he's running to a new place?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, good question.
Thank you.
17.
17, new place. He looks like he initially came from further down the beach.
Okay.
Great. So this is what you guys kind of see. Yeah, let's look at. There's managers.
let's look at him.
Minnie there. He's the Warforged.
Oh, shit!
He's got his shield there.
Yo, what the fuck?
Great. So
So sick.
and then this was the sort of capsized boat over here in the water.
I love it.
Oh
yeah, sorry.
So we've got a couple
Is that the
of
ship?
sea creatures. This is the boat. This isn't the Highlotta Harbor ship.
Yeah,
that's what
got
you're
it,
talking about.
got it.
This is the boat that he threw the rock at. It's like
Got
a
it.
smaller
Got it, got it,
little
got it,
boat
got it, got it.
that sort of made that thunk noise and alerted these.
That looks like an older ship.
Yes. The way he also described the Highlotta Harbor ship, it's not sunken. It's like still. It's just like it's,
yeah.
it's broken. It's like
I'm just-
busted up.
I was just trying to determine whether or not this was something else new.
Yeah, no, this looks like it's been here for ages. It's like sunk here in the terrain. So we've got the giant turtle here that we're gonna. Let's bring him up to the top of the water there. Here is the priestess there.
Oh, I don't want to kill this turtle,
Oh,
man. Why you gotta make me
sis.
kill a turtle?
Why did
If
it
you
have
just
to
kill
be
the
a bad
priestess, the
camp?
turtle
I
will
love
maybe run.
turtles.
Okay, there's the priestess on the turtle there. And then she's flanked by a number of these marrows that are not dissimilar to Sahuagins, but with kind of harder natural hides. Marrows are like
Oh, good.
semi-aquatic, semi-land, but they sort of hover along the shores. I think you guys have actually... You haven't fought them. I think actually Graven talked about them before because the boat that goes to Kirokachun, the Semincha that
Oh,
Pockets
yes.
is on, they often encounter marrows. He mentioned that a couple times. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's told you.
The with
The
pockets.
favor fairy with pockets, yeah. So there's a few.
That's too bad, right?
A few.
So it's under the plans, so they kind of put up to the top.
Okay. We got Safira, Manager, Marrows, Erland, Orba, Hooligan, Priestess, and the Snapping Turtle.
Yes, so I'm going to say Safira, and given that you guys kind of had a little bit of forewarning, given that he kind of threw the rock and alerted you guys.
Surprise round?
Yes, so if there's a moment here for everybody to do something before these creatures get a little bit closer.
Okay, great.
So is Safira first on the order?
Yes.
Great.
So I am going to take a second to cast my new, but also not so new, Hunter's Mark
Great. What's the range
on
of
this
Hunter's Mark?
priestess. 90 feet.
I don't know if that's going
Oh
to
no.
She
I
is
will
240 feet away from you.
Just fucking kidding. I am not doing that.
Yeah, they're pretty far off
Can
the
I
shore at
get-
this point.
Can I run 30 feet towards that big rock?
You can. Yep. So 30 feet will take you up to there.
Alright, and then I'm gonna take a Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we all talk about which direction we want to go since
Yeah,
each
so a
ran-
round is 6 seconds. You basically could shout a few words. You just can't have a full-on conversation.
Got it.
Like as. But you could be like, I'm headed here, or like I'm going for the hills, or whatever
Great.
you want to say. Yes. So as she's running, you could shout to her. But yeah, so Safira runs up along the beach. Oh, also, actually, I just realized
Terrain.
difficult terrain. So you can actually only move.
I can move 15.
Oh wait, you were up here next to manager, so you can move
Sucks.
15 feet.
Okay.
As you're trying to run toward that rock, you can feel your boots sinking into the sand.
Fuck.
And you
We
turn
got long
out.
strider.
Fuck you.
We thought about it.
Yeah.
I like.
I thought about it. Okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
Can I? Is there anyone I can shoot at that wouldn't be disadvantaged?
The closest one is 175, 187.
Okay, they're all gonna be disadvantaged then. In which case, actually, wait, no. Yeah, that's still past 150 feet. Okay, so I'm gonna take a shot at the priestess then.
Okay. And what's the max range on your bow there?
It's 600 feet.
Great. So it's definitely fast. So you watch Safira sort of stomp through the sand, and then she goes down on one knee, knocks the arrow, and she really arcs the bow up, and fires off a nice long arcing shot with this advantage there.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh. I thought it was bad before. 11.
11. And it lands.
That's what I thought.
Right
I'm gonna
by
take
her.
another shot.
Fires off another arrow.
So he's trying to.
Oh!
Turn, so these are the rangers.
17 to hit.
That will hit. Roll for damage. So she uses the first arrow to kind of line up the shot. She watches it land in the water, and then the next time she brings up the
They'll
bow,
move on.
she just adjusts.
But that's
You miss?
And I do have spells. Do I have things that don't cost?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can roll.
Oh!
Like
11
these
piercing
other
damage.
11 piercing damage. Excellent. So as soon as she's... why is that shot? No, I'll keep... Oh, it is. It's just very thin. I don't know why. Oh, it's because she's in the water or something?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I don't know why.
rise.
Well,
Doing
keep-
like a
keep
ripple
track of
effect
it.
on
Yep. So she has 11. So you can see her. She's rising up out of the water with trident in hand and gets hit by one of the arrows. Starts to wave the trident in front of her. Who is next?
Manager.
Manager. Okay, welcome to combat.
Hey!
Don't sweat it. So
Look at all those
basically,
fucking
I'm sure
spells.
Jordan was.
Oh.
Yeah, but
You can move on your turn, and then you can
That's
use an
a
action on your
big
turn. So you can
group
cast a
now.
spell or attempt to do something, whatever you'd like to do. And for you, the beach is not difficult terrain, so you can move your
Yeah.
full 30 feet.
Yeah. I think to get the head to the stairs, head towards the direction that the guy that we were chasing was going to.
Sure.
Because we have a lot of distance between us and them, and why not put a little bit more distance between us and get up the stairs if he's heading in a direction that he knows to be better than that we don't know about.
All good thoughts running through manager's head. So you can, as you're taking off in that direction, you can kind of shout to them and say that you're headed for the stairs.
Yes,
Yeah.
just to the stairs.
Great.
Great.
So you
Cool,
move
calm,
up
and collect.
30 feet there, so you're headed directly for the stairs. That's 30 feet up toward the stairs.
Yes.
So there's the guy that's kind of in the distance there. Here's you. And is there anything you'd like to cast, do?
I don't. At this distance,
If there's nothing at this distance, you can also use your action to dash to move another 30 feet forward. So you can even get closer if you'd like to.
yes, yes.
So another 30 feet. So you watch as he, sort of uninhibited by the sand, goes off at a full sprint moving across in the direction of that guy who seems to be sort of making for that small staircase on the cliff there. Okay.
What's that guy? Where's that guy slot in on the?
Oh yes, I should have
Initiative?
there actually. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Been all good. 9. I don't know where that puts me.
Better than all of us,
Hey.
pretty much.
Well, there you go.
You make it harder.
He's not part of the surprise. Actually, he is because he was already running.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Alright, I mean, it's his turn. After the marrows, it's his turn.
Okay, so marrows aren't in this round.
Right? So it's Matt.
Great. So he's just gonna. He's limping, so he has half movement. So he's gonna move 15 feet and then another 15 for
I
a
have
dash.
1 dart left. Should I use it on this guy?
So as you're running up to him, you watch him kind of like pushing through the sand as best he can to get closer and closer to that staircase. So now you're over here.
Oh, I'm closing in on him. I mean, manager
You are
is closing in
currently
on him.
70 feet away.
Great.
Great. Who's after him?
That would be Orba.
Orba. All right.
Or, sorry, Erland.
Erland.
I fucking can't do anything else. I'll follow manager. I'll use my movement and a dash, which is now 90 feet. So 45.
So 45. Great, because half of the difficult
Ooh,
terrain.
baby.
So even with even with the sand underneath your feet, Erland able to quickly move along the sand. All right, Orba.
Okay, Orba is going to. So I can cast, like. Fucking. Can I cast Ray of Frost at disadvantage at one of these things?
It only has a flat range. It's not
Oh,
like
okay.
a bow. Bows have like a
It's so long.
yeah. Bows have a static range and then a disadvantage.
Okay, got it. I'm gonna head towards Safira then for my movement, whatever I can
15
do.
can get you up to there.
Great, and then, gosh, yeah, I think I'm just gonna use my action to get behind Safira.
To dash behind her there.
Yeah.
Oh, Safira loves
Can I
that.
hide behind you?
Yeah, always.
Okay.
Like grinning.
Pretty much just right behind Safira there.
That's my turn.
So you're watching, looking out into the.
So well chopped.
Okay, does that take us to the end of the round there?
Yes.
The surprise round?
Yes.
Great, so Orba and Safira are looking off into the distance, sort of holding their position and watching the ripples. There's basically 5 sets of like
Look at that.
ripples moving in on you guys, while Erland and Manager make the sort of trek over to that staircase, kicking up sand behind them. And that is where we're going to take a break.
Oh my God! Wow.
Right before we dive into the meat of the combat, we've taken the surprise round. A moment to think about what your next moves are.
Oh my God.
Well done, Tim. An excellent.
Hey, well
Yo, I'm jacked up right now, guys.
Manager!
Oh, not Mr. Manager.
Not Mr.
Manager.
Say manager.
Awesome. That's where we're going to pick it up right after this. We're going to dive into battle and then hopefully work our way to Hilotta Harbor and see what's there.
Yeah.
A couple of bad persuasion checks that made it. That guy was like,
Listen.
fuck you guys.
Yeah, we tried.
Yep.
All right, everybody. We'll see you right after the break. We'll come back. We'll dive in. Thank you guys so much.
Oh boy.
Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. Someday we'll get that right.
Oh yes! Why you do this?
We've only done this 120
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't like when I change the fate. That's what it is.
Am I
Every
hitting
time.
that too quickly? Is that what it's where we're both hitting it at the same time?
No, I wait until you're done and then I hit it.
Wow.
And then it goes. bloop.
In any case, welcome back, everybody. We are about to dive back into combat here
So angry.
as Manager leads us along the coast, the northern coast of Antisuyu toward Hilotta Harbor. But first, we've got to deal with some marrows and a Sahuagin priestess riding a giant snapping turtle. But before we do that,
Even before that, we gotta deal with these generous people. Cool Shaper Reeve subscribed. Izzy subscribed. The Donna647 subscribed. Jack Rabbit Power gave out a sub. Jack Rabbit Power gave out another sub. Bubble Butted Bumblebee gave out 5 community subs. Jack Rabbit Power gave out
10 out of 10
more
username.
community subs. The bits are on the fritz, so let's refresh. Retro Troglodyte Man gave it 100 bits, and then
Also
another 100 bits after that. Ali Slater did 100 bits. Retro Troglodyte did another 100 bits. Oh my goodness! And then another 100, and another 100, and
Oh my gosh.
Tiny Muscle Bull did 100 bits. I saw that.
is that 100 bits for each failed
Retro
persuasion
Troglodyte
check?
Man gave 100 bits.
So thank you.
Oh my gosh, Retro Troglodyte and Broken Scale are off the chains.
Thank
Gold Shaper did 500 bits, Broken Dragon Scale did 10,000 bits. Jeez Louise, Ali Slayer did 100 bits. And I think I got everybody. Ali Slayer did another 300 bits.
Oh my god.
Jeremiah gave out a community
So you're
sub.
saying
Thank
it
you very much.
hits your bits if the bits are on the fritz? Hits your wits if the bits are on the fritz?
There you go.
Oh,
Yes,
there
that's
we
right.
go.
That's what I'm saying.
There we go. There we go.
Keep bidding, and you might get more bad bit puns. But we're gonna roll
Can't
back
do anything in this combat, that's why I'm gonna spend the whole time thinking
into
about it.
combat here As we are on the shores, looking out into the water as these sort of ripples are getting closer and closer, these little kind of fins sticking up out of the water, and then these white kind of glassy eyes that are peering in toward the shore. So, we're starting back at the top of combat, which I believe takes us back to Safira.
Safira.
So, after firing off a couple quick arrows just to try and get a shot in, you now hit the priestess once, and you can see again they're sort of in like synchronicity, like moving back and forth in the water. As they
Can I get a sense of how fast they're moving in the water? Or?
Give me a perception check.
Very.
Thank you. Feel so informed. 12.
12. I would say it looks faster than you would be capable of running on land. Other than that, I'm not going to give you a number.
Okay.
But yeah.
So has this priestess gotten close enough to me that I can make?
She
a
hasn't
non-
moved yet. That was a surprise.
Oh, she hasn't.
Yeah, so you're able to fire off another couple shots or whatever before she.
30, yeah.
My movement is 30. It's 15 because this is
Yeah, this is
difficult terrain. Okay. I think. I don't know if this is worth it right now. I don't know if yeah, I'm gonna save my spell slots. I'm just gonna run another 15 feet closer here.
Great.
And then I'm gonna try to fire off another 2 shots at this priestess.
The priestess?
Yeah.
Excellent. Go ahead.
Disadvantage?
Yep.
Still? Yeah.
Because it's what, 120? Yeah.
14 to hit?
We'll hit. Roll for damage.
Great. All right. Oh, 10 piercing
10
damage.
already hurts. Already hurts.
Already hurts. I'm gonna roll.
Reels back on top of
Colossus
the turtle there.
Lame Colossus. Just a 2 additional damage there.
What was the total damage?
12 total damage.
12 total damage. Great. So it's up to 23.
Okay.
Excellent.
I'm gonna fire off another
Go
shot.
ahead.
at
Safira
her.
arcing these arrows far into the water.
Awesome.
Oh, fucking hell.
23 to
Roll
hit.
hit. Roll for damage.
There we go. Oh, 9 piercing.
9 piercing
Nice.
damage. So,
Where was the gold leg or?
It was there in the first few rounds. It just got healed.
Oh!
two.
Just got healed.
Safira rattles off a couple shots, and you can see her. She's like moving quickly on the back of this turtle, but each arrow sort of knocks her off balance a little bit as she's moving in closer. Great. Okay, moved, attacked. Who's next?
It's the manager.
Manager. Excellent.
Manager's up.
Not the manager.
Sorry.
Manager's up.
Right. So you have the guy kind of in your sights there. He is about 70 feet away from you, and then you can hear the waters kind of coming in behind you as the creatures close.
Okay, my concern though is our team. Is everybody able to? Are we all still be able to make it over there?
Make it over where?
Towards the stairs. Because I don't want to totally be too far away from my team before.
You can see that Safira has kind of taken a knee and is firing shots into the. So she is not following behind you.
Okay.
And then you haven't seen what Orba's doing, but you do see Erland kind of following you.
Okay.
He's just a few footsteps behind.
Okay, is Erland? Are you still heading towards the stairs?
I'm running.
Okay, I will. Just. But you're really taking care of her. You're really taking care of her. I'm gonna keep moving because before I drop, just because you're handling this so boss mode, we're gonna keep moving.
Manager has a powerful.
I'm gonna keep
monologue.
closing. I want to close the distance on this guy because the moment that these stop hitting, we're gonna take some other action. So I'm gonna close the distance on this guy.
So that was 30 feet.
Yeah.
So you can either now take another 30 with a dash, or you can cast a spell if you have a spell that's within range and you want to. You're within 40 feet of him at the moment. And only if you want to harm him. I don't know if you want to do that either.
He kind of messes up. So I want to interrogate him. I want to interrogate him.
So to knock a creature out,
Yeah.
you have to hit them with a melee attack. You can't if you hit him with a spell and you reduce him to 0 hit points, he just dies.
Yeah.
So you'd have to get all the way up to him.
We
and
found
then,
that out the hard way. Well, we hit him actually. That was a melee. That was really good. Sorry, dude.
If I hit him.
Mr. Gimme you
Oh,
gold.
a melee attack. So if I get close enough to use primal savagery.
it has to be a melee weapon attack, not a spell attack.
Melee weapon
You'd have to just hit, on your first page. It says like unarmed strike. You can literally just like whack him with your shield or something.
Boom. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got an unarmed strike. So let's close the distance. on
Okay,
him.
so I don't think you can reach him this turn. It's another 30, but it's close.
Shit.
So you get within like 10 feet
There's
of this
no
guy.
fucking. That's dope. Not being able to fucking.
So
I'm
next
used to being
turn,
the
you might be
fastest.
able to reach up
Yeah.
and hit him with the shield.
But yeah,
But
how
again,
does it feel? How does it
we're
feel?
closing the gap on him to figure this out. We are just the moment that goes south, we're pivoting.
I have a
game
list
plan.
of 5 things you promised me, so I'm following you.
Who's after manager?
That's
After
great.
Manager, it's the Marrows.
Marrows,
Marrows.
great. So the four Marrows, you can see as they start to move in, they're moving quickly through the water, sort of snake-like back and forth. So they're gonna get closer here.
Like 45.
They're gonna move 40 there.
And then a dash.
He's hitting the rocks there. Ah.
Whoa!
Whoa!
shit.
What are you doing there?
Fine, they'll start moving.
I think I did 10 already. Great. So we'll do another 30 there. Still in the water.
Yeah, so these things are like holding shields and stuff?
Yeah, they
Okay.
look like they have little kind of barnacle shields, and then some of them. One of them has a spear. One has like a little saber that they're sort of rattling.
Got it.
Okay, so that's one. Let's go ahead and move this one 40.
Are they Murrows or Marrows?
Marrows. Sorry, I wrote burrows.
Another 40 there.
Are they Marrows or Marrows or Minnows? If they're Minnows,
Judgmental
they would be a lot
about it.
smaller and not nearly as...
And then this one looks like Safira, who's right on the beach there. You watch him disappear behind the rock there.
I don't like that.
Here, and he's gonna dash.
When I see that, can I shout? Can I take a second to shout something?
Sure.
Behind the big rock! Watch out!
Nice.
Thanks.
Okay, that's the Marrows. That's their
Clocked
turn.
it.
All right, it's the man, the stranger man.
The man. Okay. He sees manager closing in on him, and he's gonna try and limp his way. So 15 feet to the staircase.
Focus on yourself.
And then he's gonna start walking up the staircase there, and he's gonna get just to the top of the staircase. So he gets to the edge. You can hear him breathing hard. He's like sweating. The sand is like sticking to his face. You watch him wipe his brow. He tries to put his hand on that wooden stump there to sort of steady himself. And he looks kind of down at the beach. And he looks like he's trying to move further. Okay, who's next?
All right, after that, it's Erland.
You sure the Marrows are?
Yes.
We got 3 going
3
as
on your left
spellcasters?
and 1 on your right.
Manager!
Excuse me, manager.
What? Speak with you.
Marrows incoming! And Erland's gonna have to turn around, and I'm going to move. I'm gonna move 45 feet, so with a dash in front of Safira there.
Okay. 30 feet to Safira, and then
Put me right at the edge of the water. Actually, how far away from the
5.
Marrows am I there?
that would take you. You would be 70 feet away.
What's your range?
No. I'm just gonna put myself literally right in the space in front of Safira.
Okay.
To the right, please. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
You hear Erland's footsteps behind you. Okay, who's next?
It's me.
Also? All
So,
right,
are any of those Marrows within 120 feet of me?
it's fine. Yes, the closest one is within 120 feet.
Amazing. Orba's gonna look over her right shoulder. Go get him, manager! And she's gonna cast Ray of Frost at the closest Marrow to try to slow
Okay,
it down.
just an attack roll?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
18 to hit.
That will hit. Just roll for damage.
Oh, max roll. 6. 14.
14, excellent. And is that the one that slows his movement?
By 10
Great.
until the start of my next turn.
Great. So the frost kind of cakes over the front of the Marrow there, even when it brings its shield up. And when it brings its shield back down, you can see that its joints are like cracking, and it's trying to move forward, but its tail is moving much slower now, sort of encased in ice.
Got him! That's my turn.
Okay.
Not
It's not
half.
half. It's minus 10 feet of movement. Yeah.
Sahuagin Priestess. Oh, I have not been doing this. We're good.
The priestess.
Yes.
Okay, so the priestess, while she's on the turtle, can't use her movement. However, let's do here. Choose
Yeah.
far.
It's gonna fuck us.
No, she's going to. Let's find out. See the range on this.
Double fisted it over there. Yeah.
Okay, so she's gonna. She looks like she kind of reaches up and kind of coos like a, and that causes the turtle to kind of
No! No, don't come
Move forward.
I don't want to kill you, little friend.
This is gonna move forward.
I'm going to just attack the lady.
40
Look
feet.
at how sweet he is. Look at him fly. Look at his little turtle butt.
Down back into the water there.
Jesus Christ.
So
Oh, I
she's
love
moving
the turtle
forward there,
butt.
so
It's the
how
best.
far?
Oh shit.
Okay, she's not. She is going to cast. I don't know if she might not be. Yep, she's too far for those, so she's just gonna hold.
Haha!
It takes the turtle after,
The turtle's right after.
so he's gonna use his movement as sort of ordered by her to move another 40. Which takes her up here. Which I think I can select both. If I do this correctly.
I was about to say, there should be like a
there we
mount
go.
on.
Yep, there we go. And another 40 feet puts her kind of right at the front of all those creatures.
Here we go.
Here we go.
So she's kind of closing in on the shores there. There we go. Okay. So she's holding her trident up, and she's holding like the shell of the turtle. And as the turtle gets to the shallower water, it's like pushing the water in and making almost kind of a little sort of lapping wave up against the beach there. Okay.
Okay, it's top of the lineup with Safira.
All right, Safira, you watch as the priestess closes in
Okay.
there.
Fuck.
Got this.
Fall back! Fall back! And I'm gonna fall back a little bit, 15 feet, because I think
Okay.
then she's still within.
She is currently. You can always fire first. She's
Yeah.
currently 95 feet away.
I'll fire and then back up.
Right.
I'm just telling everyone.
ahead.
And this is not disadvantage.
Not disadvantage.
Should be.
Yeah, well.
You were better with disadvantage.
I know. Wait.
13.
Thank you. 13!
13 will hit. Roll for damage.
Oh, she's squishy.
Okay, watch.
10 piercing damage, and I'm gonna roll
Colossus
Colossus.
Slayer.
Oh my god, lame! 13 total damage.
13 total, great.
I'm gonna attack her again.
Great. This time Safira sort of brings the bow down, trains it straight. Nope.
No? Okay. That is 17 to hit.
That will
17 piercing damage! Just kill her.
That hits. Yep, go ahead and roll
Yeah.
for damage.
5 piercing.
Okay, great. Another couple of arrows.
50 damage? 30 or 50?
50. She's an even 50 there.
Alright, and then I'm gonna take my movement to fall 15 feet back.
Great, you got it.
And I want to stay in front of Orba.
Hi.
Hi, they're moving in quick, back up! I'm just letting her.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, after Safira, it's the manager. Manager,
Alright.
fuck, sorry.
Manager.
So sorry, manager.
You see the guy limping his way up the staircase there.
Okay. First thing I want to do is, how far away am I from the group? How far away is he at? Speaking in the first person.
You want to know how far away he is?
You know, how far away am I from the gang?
Your best friend.
Yes. You're the closest person is like Erland. I mean, you're about like 100 feet away.
Okay. Now, I would like to use a conjure animal spells. That's
Okay.
within 60 feet.
Yes.
So then, am I able to send the whatever the stuff is 60 feet towards the team?
Yes, you can do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would like to now.
So you don't pick the animal, you pick the size. So you can summon one big creature, 2 medium creatures, or like 4 small. So you get to pick.
Okay, we're going to do conjure animals.
Okay.
So we're casting our level 3 spell, and we're going to be summoning a 4 beasts of challenge rating, half or lower, which
Okay.
could be.
So
And I know what they are, but I don't want to spoil it for the group.
as manager, over the top of his shield, he reaches out his hand, and this sort of conjuring energy goes out.
My right hand.
Are you? You're casting it at the 60-foot maximum, like as far
Yeah,
as
so
you can.
I'm sending these to back up the team because I know I'm going to close the gap on Homeboy running away. So manager is keeping his word and is taking care of the team and sending them reinforcements.
So you have summoned 4 crocodiles.
That's it! That's what we wanted! That's what we wanted! Let's go!
Is right there.
Crocodile friends!
Yeah.
Stop!
So that way we got a crocodile.
Oh my
We
god!
got a crocodile on each one of them, and then one just running interference.
Yes, so you can kind of give them orders.
Yeah.
And you can't sort of say exactly what to do, but you can be like,
Oh
defend
my God.
the friends or defend my companions. or
Great,
something like
defend the companions, Crocs.
that. Great, you got it. So you
Erland
used your
looks
action.
over his
You
shoulder.
still
There's
have
4
movement.
crocodiles.
You can close the distance.
So now I just want to close the distance as much as I
20
can
feet
on him.
and then 30. You are within striking distance. So when you're within 5 feet of someone, if he tries to move away, you get a free chance to basically like take a swipe at him.
Yeah,
It's called
which
an
would be
attack
just
roll.
my unarmed strike.
Unarmed strike, yes. So you move all the way up, you get to the top of the stairs, you can hear the guy, fuck off! And he's like trying to get away.
Oh.
Okay, anything? That's your turn.
Yeah, so I can't now. Like next turn, I can try to.
When he moves away from you, you can try and.
Okay, so I just gotta chill for a minute.
Yep.
Great. Sent the Crocs. We're good.
Sent the Crocs.
Manager is good.
Okay. Who have we got next?
No, Maris.
Actually, immediately after.
Oh, the
him,
gators?
Yeah, the gators. Let me just double check that.
I think
man.
that is the.
Let me get.
Yeah. Now I have to.
Crocodiles are different than alligators.
Under animals.
You will.
I know. Jordan, I want to
they
take
blunt
one of
nosed or
these level
pointy?
3 guys and
That's
flip
not
it.
how you take.
Tap it.
No, stop.
Friendly to you. Roll initiative for them, actually. So you're gonna roll initiative for them. And they have a. Let's get the stat.
You can roll your d20 and he'll tell you what to add.
Yeah, you're gonna add. I don't think they're very dexterous. 0. So it's just a straight roll. Just roll the d20.
Just roll. Great. 18.
So add
Oh, shit.
18 in the initiative order is where the. Is
What was
where the
Safira?
Crocs show
They're
up.
after Safira.
So yeah, so they're gonna go after Safira.
Are they crocodiles or alligators?
They are
Crocodiles. Big, gnarly, strong crocodiles that are fast on land and water.
but small enough to count as 4 crocodiles.
They're totally normal sized crocodiles.
Okay, so who is after manager?
After manager, it is still the marrows.
Okay, great.
Crocodiles are-
So the arrows are gonna close.
It's actually kind of a bummer, actually.
Just okay.
Yeah. Oh, you are concentrating on
Yes.
the spell. This is my reminder. So anytime you get hit, you have to roll to see if you can maintain the spell.
Great.
That's just a
So-
token to remind you.
Great. So I'll just
up to there.
keep it there, and that way every time I roll, I know that it's in there, and I'll
Water,
remember that I'm
There you go.
concentrating.
I love it.
Water, right? Yeah.
That's the thing I forget.
So yeah, I did everything else right. I'm not doing anything else. That's the Crocs are gonna last for now.
I fell back 15 feet, didn't I? Yeah.
You did. Yep.
That was great.
Great.
Feet there.
And then I burned this, so I still got some
Well-
tanks.
Oh, yeah.
Great. All right.
You're
I just
killing
wanna-
it, dude.
All right, the
I
marrows
know. I'm like, if I can just knock this guy out.
moving through the water. They get closer, and one of
Then
them,
you
as Erland's standing there on the beach, just crashes up out of the water. He's got that barnacle shield and a little saber, and he pops out. Can't make an attack this turn.
Say hello to the manager's crocodile.
Who's after the marrows?
After the marrows, it's the man.
Great.
Sailor.
Okay, so after manager has closed the distance, he tries to limp away, and you may now make an unarmed strike against him as he tries to limp away.
So you're gonna roll your d20.
Great. And then I'm concentrating. Does this?
That doesn't matter for that.
doesn't
You
matter
can
for
do
this?
basic actions
Great.
while concentrating.
Great. So now we're rolling this guy,
Go to
and
your
Oh,
add-
There we go.
Where it says unarmed strike, it says like to hit.
That'll hit.
+4. Oh, so 20.
That'll
Will
hit.
So now, what is the damage on the unarmed strike?
2 bludgeoning.
Oh, 2 bludgeon.
Great. You give him a good whack on the back as he's limping away.
Oh, flat damage is good for this though.
Great. So,
Oh, actually, yeah, that's right.
Oh, he has more hit points
and
than
he
2.
turns back towards you, and with kind of a grimace on his face, I know you're in the book. And he starts to limp a little further. And that's gonna be his turn. Actually, yeah, that's gonna be his turn there. Okay, who's after the? No one hears. There's no one there to hear that.
Damn it! Erland, why aren't you faster? It's Erland.
Okay.
Sort of seeing all the crocodiles. Manager, are they with you?
Yes. Right after you whack that guy.
Right, cool. Okay. I'm in melee range with that guy right in front of me.
Yep.
Nunchaku attack.
Go ahead. Attack.
That is a 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
Oh, it is my.
That'll hit, donkey.
Fuck me. 5 bludgeoning damage.
That guy had minus movement because of the thing, but we're already kind of. It ultimately, Erland could have just moved forward a little bit and hit this guy. This guy, we didn't take into account his minus 10 movement from.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot.
It's okay. I mean, it ultimately doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's actually kind of better for you because Erland doesn't have to wade into the water.
No, it's better.
Go ahead. 5 damage.
5 damage.
Great. Takes it up to 19.
And I'm gonna do another Nunchaku attack.
Great.
Come on.
18 to hit.
That hits. Roll for damage.
There we go.
8 bludgeoning damage.
Excellent. 27.
And those guys are getting pretty close to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution save. 21.
Fuck me.
God damn
He
it.
passes. I still lose the key point, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Bummer.
Yes, you will. You lose it.
Great. So that is no, fuck it. Flurry of blows.
Okay.
That's rather.
Can you use Flurry of Blows and that?
Oh,
Thing you
there's-
just
oh,
used?
There's both bonus.
It's does not say that Stunning Strike is a bonus action at all. It just says when you do a melee attack, you can spend 1 key point to make the target stunned.
Great.
Sweet.
Flurry of Blows is a bonus action.
Great. Perfect.
You can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed attacks as a bonus action.
Yep.
Great.
So 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Or sorry, 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Great. That's still bad for bludgeoning damage.
Still sucks.
He. Safira, how far away from you am I?
Only if I could move
15
only
feet, 20 feet.
back.
Okay, how far away from Safira is that guy right in front of me?
25 feet.
Okay, he dexterity saving throw, please.
Jesus.
7.
He fails. He's prone.
Great.
And this attack is with
Flash from the
advantage. Fuck you. Double 18s. 24 to
That will
hit.
hit.
He gets like 8 fucking turns. Don't worry about it.
7 bludgeoning damage.
7 bludgeoning damage. Excellent. As soon as when he's kind of down in the shallow water, Erland punches into the water. It makes kind of a splash, and you can hear like it's struggling down there.
Oh, it's not down yet?
It's not,
okay.
but it's.
And strength saving throw.
Okay.
Oh my
Jesus, dude.
god.
What the fuck?
How?
16.
Oh, he passes that. Okay. So, knock him down and then just sort of stomp him for that last hit.
Great.
And that. And yeah, actually, I'm going to move back to where Safira is, directly in front of Safira there.
Okay. He's going to take a with disadvantage attack of opportunity here. So as he's lying in the water, you start to move away, and just with that saber, tries to swipe at you as you go by. It's not bad.
Ooh.
17.
Oh, that hits.
Great. So as you're running, you smack the saber out of the way. Let's go.
And I pass! Aha!
Okay.
That was
All right.
way
after
too much
Erland.
on one
That
hit.
was
So much.
Is the mage woman within 60 feet of me?
Let's find out. She looks a little further. No, 110
Yes.
feet.
That's poopy. Alright, I guess I'm gonna then... Shit, I guess I'm just gonna cast another Ray of Frost at... Let's do the guy closest to me. Oh wait,
That would be with disadvantage. 'Cause
Okay.
he's prone.
let's do the guy directly behind him then.
Okay.
On the left side. Let's
This one here.
Yeah, just another Ray of Frost. And 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Hold
Damage.
on. Movement is reduced.
Alright.
8 cold.
8 damage.
And I will try to remember.
Minus 2 move. Great. Okay.
Alright, and then can I move?
Okay.
I'm gonna move like just 10 feet back. I don't want to be irrelevant.
Towards the crocodiles.
crocodile.
Oh.
I'll move full speed towards the crocodile.
Okay.
Full 15.
Great.
Alright, great. I'm done.
Orba sees like the all the crocodiles like waddling across.
Crocodiles run. It's the sweetest thing in the world. All of their feet come up at once. It's so cute.
Those guys are galloping.
Oh, it's the sweetest thing ever.
Alright, so Hooligan Priestess.
Okay. She is going to order once again the tortoise to move forward.
Here he comes. But look at him.
Okay.
Gets all the way up to there. And she holds up the trident and sort of points it forward.
About this my time.
60 feet. I need you, Erland, to give me a... Do I have the right one?
Dex or strength or wisdom?
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, that's fine. 15?
15, that will pass.
There we
so
go.
as you're moving backward and then try to get in position to defend Safira, you feel like your joints almost like lock
Ooh,
up for a second.
Oh no, I hate that.
And then you break free of that feeling. I don't know if you felt
I
that,
was
but
gonna say, can I tell what like the effect was going to attempt to be? Because I feel it was
give
going
me
to
an
lock me up.
Arcana check.
11.
11. I will say that you have seen a spell that Graven has cast before seem to incite a similar like physical reaction. I can't tell you exactly, but you seem to remember that Graven had a similar kind of.
The magic Sahuagins holding people.
What?
Holding people. Hold person like Raven.
Alright.
That's it.
What am I supposed to say?
That's scary. Thank you for letting me know. Are you okay?
Hold people?
He can make. It seems like she can make you like freeze in place.
Yeah.
There's a spell called Hold Person where you can like paralyze someone.
Got it.
Okay, that is the Suigan Priestess.
All right, turtle.
The turtle, great. So I think it's actually just gonna kind of hover in the sort of shallow water here. Great. Yep. Okay.
All right, top of the line with Safira.
All right.
Alright. Okay, I'm gonna take a second to cast Hunter's Mark
Okay. On the priestess.
on the priestess, yes.
Love that.
And then I'm going to shoot before, but I'm gonna say again, fall back, keep falling back! Because these guys are fast. Is that cocked?
On top of it. There you go.
Okay. That's 19 to hit.
That will hit.
That's 8 piercing damage.
Nice.
I'm gonna roll Colossus. God damn it.
10 total.
That's 10 piercing
Hunter's
damage
Mark
and then
damage.
Hunter's Mark.
Great. So with a little bit of sort of
Ooh, okay.
energy
So
circling
15
around.
total
15
piercing.
total damage. Great.
Alright. I'm gonna do this
Okay.
again. Take another shot at her.
You may do so.
23 to hit.
23 will hit.
Thought
Fuck.
it might. I thought it might.
Oh!
Ooh! 11 piercing
piercing
damage.
and Hunter's
And
Mark?
I'm not even done.
Does that let you activate more than once? Just double check.
Hunter's
that. I
Mark?
think
Oh
it
yeah,
does.
let me double
I think
check.
it does.
It's been a while. I
but-
think it does, but let me see.
Keep it up.
Hunter's
Oh,
Mark.
I was gonna say. You're gonna forget more. That's
Whenever you hit it with a
Whenever you hit it with a weapon attack. Yep.
Oh,
12 damage. Great. So this, as the turtle has gotten in and it settles down, it kind of settles down right between these two marrows that are still upright. And as it settles down, this priestess is holding up her arms and she just cast that spell at Erland. And as Safira fires off the first arrow, it hits her, and second arrow, and it goes through her hand, and she falls
Yes!
back.
Yes! That's what we're talking about. Through the hand. She got one fucking thing off.
nasty.
That's huge.
Does the turtle seem like he's staying?
Hard to tell. That just happened right.
Okay, I want to still take my 15 feet to fall
Okay.
back.
You may
And
move
I'll fall
towards
towards the crocs.
And I think you can also.
Towards the
No, that's what I said.
Oh,
I
towards
said
the
towards the
croc.
crocs.
I think you can also.
Move the Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, I don't know if it has to be on future turns.
Let me double check that.
But you definitely can move it.
You can move it.
If a target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use your bonus action on a subsequent turn of yours. So you can't do it yet.
Okay.
But you, yes.
Alright, great. Yeah, okay, great.
Okay. The crocodiles. All right, the crocodiles are in. I have the stat block for the crocodiles here. So they have 20 feet of movement speed over land.
in their body.
So they can sprint, so they can go up to 40 feet. So you've ordered them to.
Yeah, and want to make sure I get this right. Defend them. So I don't know if it's like to put themselves in between. So anything that the marrows
Yeah, right up against it.
get, like, it's like that they have to deal with the crocs before they.
Totally. Oh yeah, I forgot about this little guy. He's been hiding back there. Great. So these ones are trying to. The crocodiles all kind of.
Got lost.
They're all trying to put themselves kind of between the party and these
Awesome.
marrows.
The party and yeah,
This one even kind of gets into the water. That's
shit.
gonna give him a little extra movement.
yeah.
And get up.
That other marrow just dropped his keys in a tide pool. And was like, oh.
Ah, shit.
I'm never gonna be able to. Landlord's gonna kill me.
And it's a
Great.
Sunday. Lots of
Yeah, they all move forward,
Oh, that's huge.
and they're all sort of positioning themselves in a way that they're defending the rest of the party there.
Copy.
So they're not close enough to make an attack.
An attack yet,
'cause
but-
they had to double move to get
Yeah.
to close that distance.
Okay.
Great.
All right,
Next
manager.
turn they'll be able to attack.
Cool.
All right,
Cool.
manager, you're up here with the guy.
Great.
You heard him sort of yell out to you and then turn his back.
And then now, am I able to close the distance again on him
You are.
and hit him with another bludgeon?
You may.
Just
yes.
the unarmed strike?
Yep, you can. Go ahead.
Roll that die.
Great. And I'm good on the concentration. That's nothing's mucking because I'm not
Yep.
getting. Great.
Concentration is only if you cast another concentration or
Yeah.
if you get hit by something. You can punch as much as you want with
Great.
concentration.
Let's punch away, baby. So yeah, just good to roll.
Yeah, go
Okay.
for it. And then add 4.
6.
6, that's gonna miss. So he hears you kind of coming, turns around, and just ducks under your strike there. So unable to get him this turn. I think, yeah, that was an action and a move. So yeah, you gotta wait till next turn.
Great. Hey.
So if he tries to move again, you do still get another punch as he tries to move.
Great.
Who's next?
After that, it's the Marrows.
The Marrows. All right. So this one we're not gonna forget about this time. He's gonna
for us.
He found his keys. He's right.
Yep.
They were in his pocket the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah. It's one of those days.
And are the marrows slower on land?
They are slower on land, yeah,
Nice.
definitely. On the fly. Okay. These ones are gonna move
Crocs were so
forward. This guy's gonna get
So
up.
great.
Huge.
Had some goddamn goats.
And as the crocodiles,
is an option.
as the crocodiles are snapping, this guy, sort of seeing the major threats coming from the bipedal creatures on land, he's gonna try and run up here. So both of these crocodiles are gonna get attacks of opportunity.
Nice.
So you're gonna roll for them. They have a.
I get to roll?
Yep. So you're gonna roll, and they have a +4 to hit.
So
add
plus 4 to whatever. 16. So 16 plus 4, 20.
That will hit. So roll a D10.
Oh fuck.
This guy?
Make sure.
No?
it's
Oh, no, the one with the 0 on top.
Uh,
0 is
yeah,
10.
a little diagonal.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And add 2 to that. Whatever you.
Oh, D10. That's
0 is
a
10, not
Zero's
0.
10.
Oh, sick!
I did not.
And then I was like
I
sitting
don't
there.
think you know what 0 is.
I was like, do I like call her out of it? I was like, yeah, no, it's definitely.
So the minute that this marrow tries to hop up onto land, immediately, like lightning quick, a snapping kind of goes out, and it tears at the scales on the marrow, and it just
It's gotta be like 50-ish. Yeah.
falls down on the land.
That did 12 damage.
That did 12 damage. Yep.
And that was one of the crocs.
That was one of the crocs.
it's
So it
dead.
didn't even get to the second croc because the first one killed him.
And they're Crocs.
This one's gonna move up. Actually, it's gonna try to kind of circumvent the
Ooh,
crocs here.
circumvent.
Yeah,
Good. So it's gonna hop up onto the land.
Good luck.
Can we make them spin and do a little death roll when they kill something?
Yeah.
And this guy can't move as far, so he's only gonna just hop up here. He's gonna try to like avoid the crocs. Okay, great. And I think that's everybody. Okay, that's it.
Alright, after the Marrows, it's the man.
Okay. Okay, so he hears you behind him once more, and he's gonna go ahead and make an unarmed attack against him.
This is 20.
Correct.
He's gonna kill himself.
Oh god. Oh wait. Didn't see it. 14.
14 will hit. Plus 4, 18.
18?
That will hit. Roll for. So it's not rolling for damage, just a flat 2 damage. So, an injured already person. So you're gonna make a roll here to try and attempt to hit him without killing him. Basically.
Yes. Very important.
Oh shit. So
This is
Very
how this
important.
works.
That's at 4 HP.
Yep.
I killed that guy.
Let me make sure I have the right thing for that. I know I copied here. Here, great. Okay. So it has to be bludgeoning damage, which you did, the fist. When they go down, you're going to roll a 1d20, the regular die that you've been using. And the difficulty to keep them alive, like not kill them with the blow, is 5 plus the damage you dealt. So 5 plus 2 is 7. So you need to roll a 7 or better, and it will keep him alive. It will just knock him out. If you
7 or
roll,
better.
If you roll lower than that, that means you hit him too hard and he just goes
Just
out.
fucking dies.
Yeah. So
Go
here
for
you
it.
go. Here you go. Here you go.
For it, man.
There's no choice in that.
No. It's all right. We're
what if-
thinking.
Let's go.
didn't
You
want
can do it.
Yeah.
What if?
7 or better.
No.
7 or better.
7 or better. Here we go.
What if I do want to kill him?
Well,
Then you didn't have to
then
do
you
it non-lethal. You could kill him right now. If you didn't want to keep him alive, you could just boom, lights out.
You can also knock him out and then face stomp him later if you choose to kill him.
We've done
That might look a little nasty from a distance. You can do whatever you want. You do not have to non-lethally strike it.
I'm gonna lethally strike. No. I'm gonna non-lethally. I'm gonna try to non-lethally strike.
7 or better.
7 or better. 3 goes up with the shield, and you just hit him at the nape of the neck. No. And face plant. And as soon as you hit it again, thinking that you were gonna kind of knock him cold, you hit, and then you bring the arm back, and you watch him hit the ground, and you know right away that you hit him too hard.
Great.
Amazing. I would like to point out that that's what
That was his turn.
Oh, okay. Great. After the man who is dead, it's Erland.
The dead man.
After the
no
dead
longer
man.
in this.
Dead man now.
Dead mother now.
Dead mother now.
See, you won anyway. Either way.
Your heart wasn't in it. You were like, maybe I'll knock this guy out.
Does the marrow to my west there need to
This
pass that crocodile to get to Safira?
It could maneuver around, but yeah.
Did you
but
do
the crocodiles
-10
go
movement for the
before.
marrow? Sorry.
Say that again.
guy
-10
on the
movement
other
for the
side.
marrow.
It's the other guy.
You
This
did
one.
that?
Yep, I did
Okay,
do that.
great.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go over to the guy to the west there. He has -10.
You're running through here.
Yeah.
You would have to pass. Oh, that's a crocodile. The crocodile.
Manager
thinks about,
sent there with me.
Thinks about snapping. They are. Great. So you walk up to this one.
Steps.
Okay.
Great. Okay.
I'll just mount the crocodile.
Nunchaku attack.
That would be fucking sweet.
12 to hit.
That will miss. Just slaps it away with that sort of shell shield.
12 to hit.
God. You loser.
Okay, gotta do something here. Flurry of blows.
Okay.
Don't spend yourself.
We're going. We're on our way to somewhere, bro.
Let him do his turn.
All right, fine.
I've only used half so far. I have 6 now.
Oh, you have 6. That's true. I forgot. Okay.
There we go. 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Hey.
4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Dexterity saving throw, please.
Natural 2, so
He fails.
2.
So this is with advantage. Great. 25 to hit.
Hits.
God, he's rolled
4
minimum damage
bludgeoning
every single time he's hit.
And
Safira's basically carrying the team.
truly.
Safira.
Do a lot of damage.
And the
It's-
crocodiles.
it's not such a lot of damage.
Okay, strength saving.
13.
He fails. Okay, so that last one is sort of going to be like a kick, and he gets pushed back 15 feet.
Great.
I want to keep him out of the water.
Yeah, you can.
No, keep him out of the water.
Keep him out of the water. Great.
So 15 feet straight back.
Great. So he slides. He makes like a divot in the sand, a straight kind of shot straight from where you are toward that palm tree.
And then Erland's actually going to fall back a little bit.
You used 15 feet of movement.
So I still have half of 45. 22 and a half.
Yeah. So you
Wow.
have 7.5 feet
My
left.
Yeah, I'll
Single map
fall
is
back
terrible.
towards Orba.
7.5. Great.
Yeah.
There we go. Great.
That's
Okay.
All right, it's Orba.
All right, Orba.
I guess I'm gonna try to shoot at the one that's not prone. So
Okay.
the guy on the left, Ray of Frost, I guess.
Great. Go ahead.
17 to hit.
That will hit. And he's going to refresh his lack of movement there.
10.
Great. Still has
did more damage than I did with all my
All right.
Cool. And then, yeah, I'm gonna kind of weasel myself between Erland and Safira there.
Okay.
Just kind of stay nice and close.
All right. What's next?
It is the Sahuagin Priestess and then the Snapping Turtle.
Okay, the snapping turtle.
She's out.
She's out. Yep. So
Yeah.
we're skipping straight to the turtle.
Yeah.
don't want this.
I know, buddy. You should have laughed.
Can you give me a nature check?
Yeah.
That's
There
him,
you
right?
go,
Okay.
yep.
You don't want this fight turtles.
No, I
And
know
then
you
the
don't want to
guy,
go
right?
here. Also, honestly, his AC is probably
10 plus 4, 14.
14. As the turtle starts to come into shallower waters, the crocodiles, which you've ordered to protect the party, all kind of turn and like gnash in its direction, and it
Oh, good,
Yes,
good, go away,
good
go
job,
away, good
buddy.
job.
Swim in the opposite direction.
Yay!
Love that. It's
gonna
I didn't want to hurt
we'll
you
take that
anyway,
one out of
bud.
Oh, he's so cute.
just-
I
Kinda
know.
Smart boy.
I love snapping turtles.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, after the snapping turtles, it's Safira.
All right.
Okay, I am gonna take a bonus action to move my hunter's mark.
Okay.
Who,
That guy raised disadvantage.
18 damage this guy.
Yeah, I
8
know.
damage this guy.
and then there's that other guy that
There's this
hasn't
one,
been
yep.
damaged yet, right?
I think
I'm
he's
gonna,
out
the,
of range.
The one, yeah, I know. The one that I'm gonna cast it on this 18 damage
Right.
guy here,
We'll say marked.
and then I'm gonna take my shot at him.
Great. Go ahead.
Oh, 12 to hit.
That will
I
miss.
thought it
After a
might.
couple miracle lobbing
Yeah.
shots into the water, Safira misses at point blank.
Try again.
Oh my god, dude.
That is a natural one.
And this time he brings up that shell shield and just deflects the air out of the way.
Shit! Fall back! And I'm gonna move back another 15 feet.
All right.
Damn it.
Okay, after Safira, it's the Crocs.
Totally
All right. Okay.
Oh,
Oh wait, what? Sorry.
I can't hold movement. Never mind.
You cannot hold movement. No. You can move.
I'm gonna move and then Erland, stand in front of her. Whatever.
Okay. The Crocs are gonna split here.
He's got it. You'll be fine.
Two of them are gonna go to this guy.
Yeah.
Two of them are gonna go this way. I think that one has to dash to get there. So you're gonna make 3 attack rolls for me.
Oh.
We'll do these two first.
Yeah.
So that's a
Big
d20.
die?
Yep.
Big die?
Yep. And add 4 each. Go ahead and add 4.
Oh god, I didn't see it. 15.
That will hit. So roll the d10 now for damage.
And that's this guy.
That's that guy.
Okay.
4 of them.
2.
2 damage.
Yeah.
Add 2 to it. So what do you roll? Rolled 2?
Yes.
And then add 2. So 4 damage.
4.
Great. And so that one attacked, and now this one attacked. So make another attack roll.
With this guy?
Big
No,
guy.
big guy.
Big guy, big guy, big guy.
Add 4 to that.
7, 21.
Hits.
There we
Now roll
go.
the other one and add 2 to that.
7.
There we
7
go.
damage. Great. So you do another couple of
This is going well.
snapping bites at this guy. And then this one didn't make it all the way, but this one did. So give me another attack roll.
Great.
With advantage, yes.
Yeah.
With
That
big guy first.
And
roll
this
it
is-
twice and take the bigger number.
Yep.
That's in the sand.
4.
That was a
4
bigger
plus-
number?
Yeah.
4 plus.
Plus-
Yeah, so that will miss. So even with the creature on the ground, it puts its shield down on the ground and keeps its jaws away from it. Okay, so that was great. So that was the attacks of the crocodiles.
All right, manager.
Manager's up next. So, isolated here, away from the party, you have a moment. You kind of look down. You kind of see the body on the ground. Look over your shoulder, and you realize that you had kind of a private moment here. That you're breathing and looking at the creature or the person on the ground. And what do you do next?
I want to quickly. I want to quickly check if he has anything on him.
That will take an action, but
Okay.
you can do that.
Question. Question.
Yeah, yeah.
The wild companion thing, is that different from the summoning?
You have him. He's like around. We'll
That's
say
my
that-
familiar.
Yes, that's
Oh,
your
got
familiar.
it. Got it. Didn't know. I was like, is there a way to bring that turtle back?
He's been like hiding in the in the.
I don't. Yeah, I don't have anything to take control, like to align myself with a wild animal, right?
No, not
Great.
a
Great. Okay, so first action is I want to scan the stuff. I want to investigate him and see.
Give me
if
an
there's anything
investigation
on him.
check.
Okay. And that's roll the big
Great.
guy. 13
okay.
plus 1, so 14.
14. You give a quick body pat down. He doesn't have much on him. His shirt is soaked with water and sticking to his body. You pat down his trousers, and in one of the pockets, there's a kind of brass key
Oh, of course there
that
is.
has like a little insignia on it that looks like it would be like a ship's insignia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he has a key on him. That's the only thing he seems. He has that saber as well that he has on him, but it's a rusty kind of old saber.
Great, we're taking the key.
You take the key.
Pocketing the key.
There we go. There
You
we
do
go.
so, and now you have 30 feet of movement left.
Okay. I gotta get back to the team.
The G.
I was like, should I just jump? I think I'm just gonna book it most efficient way back to them.
You want to
Just-
leap over the ropes, or you want to go down the stairs?
I want to leap over the ropes.
Give me an acrobatics.
Oh.
Manager's gonna trip.
You leap up, and your foot just gets caught on that rope, and you go flying over the other side. You fall down prone on the other side.
Great.
No.
Fully
Great.
face planted.
Great.
This is very humanizing for.
You look up and you look back to the party and you're seeing and you're like, good, none of them saw. They're all very focused.
Good thing that guy's fucking dead.
Yeah, if that guy was alive, you're like, I'll see you later.
Literally, yeah, just summon 4 death crocodiles and kill the guy with my bare hands and then trip over the rope. Sick. Okay, cool. So we're heading back to the team.
All right, who's next?
After manager, it's Marrows.
All right, the Marrows. They're gonna again try and go for the threats that make the most sense. Yeah, how this one has. Yeah, it's gonna make a ranged weapon attack here against Orba.
Can I try and, if I see it looking, can I try and like, come on?
Sure.
And
doesn't react.
Can
to
the
that.
crocodiles being in the way of it do any? Does that?
They're too low to the
Too-
ground.
too far-
yeah.
okay.
Well, actually, it does. He has disadvantage on the attack because a melee attacker is within range of him.
Yeah,
So they
two melee
Yes.
attackers within.
So he's gonna take the spear that's in his hand and throw it at Orba here with disadvantage.
By 2 massive crocodiles.
Yep. 12 to hit.
Shield.
So Orba summons a sort of arcane shield in front of her, and that spear ricochets off and into the sand next to it. And this one is going to stand up. And it's going to try and move past the crocodile here. Give me an attack of opportunity. So give me another
Yeah, one big
guy.
boy.
Big boy.
Okay.
17.
hit.
And
So
then-
give me the other roll, the other die, the d10.
Do a D10, which is this guy.
And add 2 to that.
7.
7 more damage. So again, sort of gnashing at its, doesn't really have ankles, but its fins as it goes by. Takes a nice sort of chunk off as the skin rips off of the marrow. Like underneath is that very sort of pink, almost like salmon-esque sort of texture underneath.
Get it.
And it's gonna move forward. It can't get all the way to Erland because it's slow on land, but it's just gonna throw this.
What's
throw
its
this-
movement on land? Based on the fact that it got half and then came?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say you
can't
have
tell?
a perfect estimate of that. So it's gonna throw its spear at you there. Harpoon.
Does manager know that
No, what?
about them? What their movement speed on?
You have a pretty good idea of how fast they can move. Yeah.
But it's not helpful to the.
No, you'd have to.
Okay.
He hasn't asked, so.
Great.
You just tell him, really? That is a
Spit the sand.
dirty 20 to hit.
Jesus.
That is 7 piercing damage.
That gets negated to 0.
Okay. This is. Is it any ranged weapon attack?
You can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack.
Okay. I'll say that. I'll allow that. Yeah, it has some things. We'll call it close enough to a missile to be able to defend that. Great. Deflects with the harpoon in his hand there.
Man,
Okay.
none of us
you
have
can't
been
use the other
hit
thing.
yet.
All right.
Don't chase it.
All right. That's the end of the Marrow's turn. Oh wait, no. There's that one more. Sorry.
Yeah.
This one.
He's in the sand this
Yeah,
time.
this time.
No, it's his wedding ring this time.
God.
Oh no, oh no.
No, he needs to skip another turn.
This
He's
one is
panicking.
going to reel back
Oh,
and
shit.
lob its harpoon with disadvantage to the closest target, which I think is Erland.
I already used my reaction.
Yep.
Disadvantage?
Yep, disadvantage. 13 to hit. So Erland sees it coming after deflecting that first one, and it sticks into the sand right by you there. And then after throwing that, weaponless, and seeing its brethren die, it starts to.
Oh, we're not done with you.
Okay, that's the Marrows.
Alright, it's Erland.
Gonna take. That guy's 15 damage, and how much does the other guy have? I'm right next to Orba, never mind. I'm just gonna engage the guy right close.
Okay.
Take a step up, nunchaku attack.
Great.
16 to
16
hit.
to hit.
Yeah.
Something better than a 1, please.
Did you just roll another one?
Yeah!
5 bludgeoning
Oh my
damage.
god!
Get a different
3
die.
round.
Different die, man.
That's so.
It's your fault now.
Okay. 9 to hit.
That will miss.
Oh my god, Erland.
Wow, you've been really.
Alright, I'm just using my unarmed strike here. Just a regular unarmed strike.
Just let the crocodiles do it.
What are we doing here?
Oh my god!
Manager has like his face in the sand. He's like, this guy's fucking useless.
This guy's beta.
What was it?
10 to hit.
That will miss. Anything else?
Ah! Shit! They're coming quickly!
Who's next?
Orba.
All right, Orba.
You're fucking
Awful.
mess. seeing that Erland's got total control over the situation, right? She's gonna go. She's gonna cast Ray of Frost.
He's like trying to keep it at bay with a fuck.
She's gonna cast Ray of Frost at the 29 damage guy.
Okay, give me an attack.
My old ass cloak is stuck on the trident.
Shut up.
13
Yeah,
hit.
it's my fault.
13 will hit.
Oh my god.
10 damage.
10 damage.
There
Alright.
God, I'm so close.
And you can see it's like its gills sort of flexing in and out as it's 13 hits.
Trying
to stay up.
you go. Gears turning.
Get
Think
Get away!
6 and higher would hit.
And
Any
then-
movement?
Yes, I'm gonna move behind Safira. Hi.
Hi.
Go get him.
Alright.
Okay, that's it. It's Safira.
Alright, Safira.
Okay, I'm gonna. Seeing how much Erland's struggling with this guy.
I've got it. I'm fine.
Oh wait, actually, I've marked this one.
This one is marked over
Seeing
here.
how much he's struggling, I'm gonna let him struggle. I'm gonna go ahead
You
and
need to
attack.
finish this.
It's a learning experience.
He's
It's a pride thing.
He's fine.
None of you are going to be engaged and just going to be watching me after the fight. Waiting.
It's an 11 to hit.
That will miss.
Alright. Okay. This is gonna hit. 24 to hit.
That will
There
hit.
we go, there we go.
Damage. You don't know. You only have
10 piercing damage.
Great.
I'm gonna roll Colossus.
Oh,
16 piercing damage.
It brings the shield forward, and that arrow comes in and comes right up under its sort of scaled armor. And then it crumples to the ground, and immediately as it falls to the ground, the crocodiles are like pulling it back and
Good
forth.
attacks. Okay. I can't move my hunter's mark now, can I?
No, you can move it on subsequent turns, just not the turn that you cast it. So you can move it again.
Okay,
right?
then I'd like to move it then to this guy who's here. And then just I'm gonna hold here where I am and
Erland, you alright?
Yup. Okay.
alright, I'm holding there.
Alright,
All right.
it's Crocs.
All right. More crocs. Get your dice ready there.
Okay,
Tim.
so
shit.
we've got 4 now within striking distance, right?
These ones, I
Like,
think they're
if-
very slow over land. Let me just double check the land. No,
Oh, did they
20
come
feet over land. Yeah, another 10. I think only one of them's not going to reach. So 3 of them can make attacks this turn.
Right.
So Erland, as he's putting up his defenses, you see like low to the ground, like crocs waddling their way forward. Give me 3 attack rolls
Okay,
there.
it's
Big boy.
One at a time.
it's
there.
the big boy?
Big boy.
Okay, so we just go 4,
Add-
come on.
So 8. That first one misses.
Okay.
Do the next one.
15
There we
plus
go,
4, so
there we go,
19.
there we
That
go.
hits. So now roll the other one. And add 2.
5.
5 damage. Great.
This one little
And one more
Marrow did
attack.
not know what was
then
coming
one
for
more
him.
attack, yeah.
Look at him. Look at how surrounded
7
he is.
plus 4? Is that?
Yeah.
So 11?
11. That one will miss.
There we go.
So 2 of them. God damn. It's trying to defend itself as best it can here as it's surrounded. And then the last crocodile will use its dash to get all the way up, but it can't attack. Okay. Who's after the crocodiles?
After the crocodiles, it's manager.
All right.
Get up, bitch.
All right.
So it takes you half your movement to get up off the ground.
Over the rope.
How far away am I from the group?
Let's find out. From like the creature or
From the bad.
he is about 105 feet away.
All right, let's just close the distance because I think the team is doing pretty solid right now.
15 feet is the rest of your movement, and then you can do a dash to go to another 30.
Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just re-up with the group.
All right. Moving quickly across the sand there. What's next?
Erland. No, Maros.
Maros. All right. It's gonna defend itself as best it can here and make an attack on Erland.
good luck.
Now that it's finally
Against
close
the
enough,
creatures that did more damage to it, right?
it does, however, it already threw its harpoon, so it can't use that.
Oh, sweet.
So it's just gonna use claw attacks here. 2 claw attacks. Oh wait. Yeah.
And there's nothing because of the proximity. There's nothing for the crocodiles to like take the buffered hit.
If it's a ranged attack, they're kind of like distracting them enough to disadvantage. If
Yeah.
It's just a melee attack. He's close enough to
enough,
just,
he's got
just
copy.
smack him as best he can.
That's alright.
You'll
That's
be
okay.
fine.
That's an 11 to hit, and then a 19 to hit.
Ow.
It's gonna be like
No, me
38 piercing damage.
Oh god.
Decapitated.
8 slashing damage.
Ow, Alright.
And that's it. That's the last one.
Okay, it's Erland.
And then Shaku.
Let's
All right.
go, dude.
Okay. 18 to hit.
Roll for damage.
That's a respectable.
Different dice. Get the fuck out of here.
That one's in jail.
Hey! 9 bludgeoning damage. He still has a long way to go with this guy.
Really?
Not bad.
50-ish?
It's not that bad.
Okay, 26 to hit.
That will hit.
I like that you're now surprised. Oh, okay.
Another one!
5 bludgeoning damage.
5
Oh
bludgeoning
my god! No, do not.
I'm not. I'm angry, but
He
I'm
wants
not.
the kill.
My unarmed attack, knee attack.
Who's gonna be the hero?
Not me, apparently. 22 to hit.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
7 bludgeoning damage.
And Erland, why don't you? So that's done.
Hitting with the nunchaku, grab the side of his shield and sort of pull his body over me. And as he's up top, I knee him right in the jaw, and he sort of crumples over my shoulder. And then I flop him down for the crocodiles, and the crocodiles pounce on him.
It almost has the effect of like you have like a big tentacle, and you just with like a wet thud into the sand, drop him down. And we come out of combat here.
You're right.
Someone roast me in chat.
I'm putting the sunglasses on your gross face.
So, as the blow strikes, the arrow falls to the beach, and you can hear like light footsteps, and then manager coming up from the distance works his way back to the park. And if people could turn off their monitors.
Oh, sure.
Erland, are you alright?
Yeah, yes, fine.
He'll be fine.
Those-
These are yours.
Yeah.
Right.
Right now, there's
Do they get to come with us to the boat?
Yes.
they will last up to an hour. They probably won't make it all the way. They might. The terrain that they're going across is a little difficult. So
Can they not swim alongside?
they can. You don't know where the shoreline takes you. You might be going. Yeah, but they can follow you for a little while.
These are
They're
pretty.
slow. It'll slow your pace of travel to let the crocodiles.
Can I kind of kneel down if the
Can you tell them to not bite me? I'm just gonna.
They know. They're on our team.
in that case, and I'm gonna kind of kneel down and like try to give one of them a little pat.
You do so.
Yeah.
You feel the sort of hard ridges on its back.
The better connection you make with them, the more effective they'll be in battle.
Right. Cheers, mate.
Erland will sort of tentatively
So
also.
I
Both
would.
of you give me
Add a
animal
note.
I
checks.
kneeled down also to do something else, but natural one. Oh no! Guys.
my God.
22.
Erland pets it. Safira just a little too rough and like it
Sorry.
doesn't bite you, but it
Sorry.
just kind of
You have,
reacts.
to, you have to be gentle on its head.
Not there. Not near the eye.
So I'm moving my hand back. I'm gonna
Yeah.
kind of pet him, and I want to look at the Sahuagin that's not Sahuagin, the marrow that's down. I just want to see if they have anything on him that's like.
No, I mean they're
nothing?
it's purely all their natural sort of armor. I mean there's those harpoons that they threw that are stuck in the ground, but
Okay,
there's nothing
alright.
magical about them.
While I'm with the crocodile, did the man get away?
No.
Oh,
Did-
right.
What happened to him?
I tried to knock him unconscious and perhaps hit a little too hard. But
It happens.
He looks worse for wear. We've all.
As Erland says it happens, you look at them and you believe him that they've accidentally done that
There's
before.
a single tear.
we've all been there.
Right.
Did he have anything on him? Did he have any? Was he hiding something? Why was he so trepidatious?
He had a key, and I believe it was from the ship that we're looking for, which means
Oh.
we're going in the right direction.
Brilliant. Well, I suppose I'm glad we have the key. Shall we continue?
As long as everybody's okay.
You all right?
Yes. Yeah, for now, yes.
You've got your belt thing.
Yeah, I don't need that right now. Yes.
All right. Let's go.
How slow can we keep making our way? I mean, we're not that far. I'd love to keep the Crocs as much as we can.
You can probably keep them for the majority of the walk. Once you get to the harbor, their walking speed and if they're following you along the shore is probably too slow. Like it would take about an hour to walk at the speed of the crocodiles. You see what I'm saying?
Got it.
So like either way, they're probably going to be gone by
Okay.
the time you
Okay.
get there.
All right. If they can follow, great. If we lose
They
them,
can certainly like guard you while you're on your way.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Do
Let's
they
do
just
that.
disappear, or do they like?
Yeah,
swim
they're
off?
actually technically like fey creatures because they're being summoned. They're like coming from another.
Sweet.
So they kind of just
So then, if everybody's good, we continue towards the ship.
Sure.
All
Yeah,
right.
I feel great.
You guys continue on.
No.
No.
No,
You continue forward.
Right, did great.
Another mile or so of following the shore. You get to an outcropping that kind of juts out in a way that blocks your vision further east, so it's kind of sticking out into the water a little bit. It's shallow water, though, so you can step into it and then kind of move your way around. After circling around it and pulling your feet free from the wet sand that you just stepped into, you look up and you see the outline of several buildings. Not decrepit, but certainly seen better days. You know, a little run down. Some of the roofs are partially collapsed. There's a couple of windows that are broken, doors that are just kind of limply swinging on their hinges. Besides the 6 or 7 structures, there's a pair of short piers that extend out into the bay. And the water must get deep very quickly because moored there, just beyond the docks, is a sizable ship. It's riding a little low in the water, and there is some damage to the hull. But from what you can tell, the boat isn't sinking. It doesn't seem like it's actively sinking. Definitely in a state where it would be possible to repair it with just a little bit of time and materials to be able to get the ship moving again. It seems, however, that, at least metaphorically, that ship has sailed. Not only do you not see any remaining crew members, you see no one sort of dressed in the way that that man was or any sort of humanoids of any kind. There are some bipedal, sort of misshapen silhouettes wandering throughout the harbor.
We can't see if they look like Fae undead.
Give me perception checks, everybody.
Oh yeah, can
Who
we
has
use
the
my
spyglass?
And spyglass and manager can be with advantage because you've dealt with creatures like this. Advantage, just roll twice and pick the higher number.
Roll.
Yep.
Fuck's sake.
6.
Perception.
We're fine. 10.
8.
19 plus perception.
Oh, he's gonna.
Oh my god.
You gotta do math. 26.
26.
That's the first number.
Even without the... Oh, you
knows
didn't
their
roll
names.
twice?
No.
Oh, you can roll
Go
twice.
for it.
But
Do I-
See if you're rolling
you
that
have
20.
passed. Even without the aid of like a spyglass, there's something about the silhouettes that looks familiar to you. You immediately can kind of recognize it. They have these sort of tentacles growing out of their backs and kind of up the back of their neck and their heads. These are scions. As you mentioned before, these are one of the creatures that you can kind of find. They're creatures that have been kind of tainted by magic of the deep sea. And what they do typically is they surface and come to the shore to like gather treasures or sacrifices and then drag them into the ocean and take them down to the depths of the sea. That's sort of what scions are known for. So they're very sensitive to like, they love treasure, they love to like steal things and then take them back into the water. So you see a couple of little possibly scion silhouettes there in the distance.
I can't see anything.
Yeah. Do you know what's up there?
Those are scions. I think the best bet is if you don't bother them, they won't bother you.
I have a feeling we're gonna bother them.
Do we have to go through?
The other option is to go through the water. You can go through town or through the water.
Oh, the sounds are in the town.
Yes, they're not in the water. They are like wandering kind of throughout between the buildings. They kind of disappear. Nothing's on the boat as far as you can tell. You see no silhouettes like on the boat.
Well, mate, I suppose that's up to you. You know the area better. I have to say, I'm more confident with my feet on the ground.
I'm not the best swimmer.
Yeah.
Would we prefer to walk on the water around the town to get by them? Because I can cast a spell that allows us to do that.
What?
All of us.
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
And I might expedite the travel to the ship rather than having to keep going through some of the... Sure.
If we were to get attacked, would we suddenly fall into the water?
Great question.
It is
Is it
concentration.
concentration?
Yes. That not if they get attacked, but if you get attacked and lose your concentration, everybody could fall into the water.
Great.
However, it's not guaranteed. Like you get to try and resist the effects. But yes, if you were to lose your concentration, you would all fall into the water.
Might I suggest, since getting around this town, and I'm familiar with this outpost?
Yes, you've been here before. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna suggest maybe we navigate around this one, since there's no necessity to have to engage with these ones, versus before the fight came to us.
All right.
I want to walk on water.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yes, as long as we don't fall in.
Doesn't everybody turn their monitors on for me? I'll give you a little visual here.
A little visual, he says.
Just a wee little visual.
Let's all try to protect our friend here so that we all don't fall into the water.
Because if we all fall into
So, you guys are looking at Palata Harbor here. So you guys are kind of off here, like along the beach, and you're peering like kind of through the archway here into the town.
Look at the light. Sorry.
So here's the harbor. It's a number of kind of derelict abandoned buildings here. And then here's the docks off to the side. And here's the ship. Oh! That is moored sort of
Holy
just
shit.
Oh my god. Wait, it's farther offshore than I thought.
I mean, it's not that far. It's
What
just-
did you? I was like picturing the middle
well,
of
when
the
they
fucking
said
ocean.
crash, I was picturing it up on shore.
I mean, like I said, as you see the ship, like the water must be deep for it to be able to moor that close to shore. So
Yeah.
it's deep very quickly. So with you guys kind of here looking into the town, you basically, if you're hoping
so
to get
it's
to the
moored,
water,
not crashed? Sorry.
yes, it is
Okay,
moored.
okay.
Yes, it looks like it was intentionally put there.
All right.
You guys could basically try and sneak through, and then maybe over here and get to the water here. Or you could go all the way around and like go around this far side and then walk toward the ship in that direction. Those are sort of your options in terms of water traversal.
How long does this spell last that allows us to traverse on the water?
1 hour.
Whoa!
Wow. Well,
Probably just
Suppose
walk
the
all
long way?
around then.
Yeah.
Do
Why
we have
not?
to stay close to you? How does it work?
This spell grants the ability to move across any liquid surface, such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, or lava, as if it was harmless solid ground. Creatures crossing molten lava can still take damage from the heat. Up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range gain this ability for the duration. If you target a creature submerged in liquid, the spell carries the target to the surface of the liquid at a rate of 60 feet per second.
Holy shit! So even if you were to lose your concentration and like fall into the water, you could cast it again and everyone would come up to the surface as long as you have the spell slot.
And we, when people, if something attacks us, we force it to the surface.
No, the creatures that you choose are willing creatures, like your companions.
Yes.
You can't force another creature to the surface because they're not willing. That's a hostile creature.
Yes.
It has to be a willing creature.
Got it. Got it.
Can I just say, I want manager to have relayed that entire list of tasks exactly how you did it. Just dry, like, description
Like,
of
it is a
spell.
30-foot range. Last one.
I love it. That's awesome.
So, should we just go around on the outside as quickly as we can?
Yeah, is there a way that we can, I suppose we should tread carefully?
How does it?
There are
What does it
creatures.
sound like when you're stepping on the water?
I imagine like a plip.
Yeah, it's like a puddle. Yeah.
A blip. I don't know how to make it.
Oh, like,
Like
you're
that.
walking on a thin puddle.
So I imagine there are going to be creatures underneath us. If we want to keep him from getting attacked, so I suppose I can go up front, you can take the rear, you can be in the middle, and we can kind of sandwich him.
Sure. Yeah. That sounds fine.
Also, I suggest we hug the coast as much as possible in case we need to shift onto the land.
Ooh, excellent idea.
1, 2, 3 inches in the water, still walking on water.
Right. Okay.
True. Okay.
Right.
Let's go.
So,
He kind of moves closer to manager there.
and I cast the spell, burned the 3.
And immediately, even though you're on land at the moment, you just like feel a little kind of buoyant, like almost like you're floating atop the ground that you're walking on just a little bit.
Weird.
So that uses a level 3 spell slot if you
Flip this guy over,
Right.
and
Okay. So you
Et
guys
voila.
begin to traverse around the water. So you're taking the long route kind of around here. So as you move along the edge here, you start to get to this point and you finally can kind of get the ship in your sights there. You sort of peer around the side, and as you're walking, you hear that everybody just light footsteps on the top of the water. You look down in the water below you, and it gets dark very quickly. You can tell that the depth is quite deep as soon as you're off of just the shore.
Any disturbances in the water as we look around?
Everybody give me perception checks. I'll be looking as you're going.
15.
15.
21.
18 plus 7.
Oh my
so
god.
24.
24, great. Nothing that you guys can see. No disturbances, no nothing swimming through the water, no unnatural rippling in the water that you can see so far.
if we get closer, did you have that detection spell?
I do have it. Gonna take a second
Just
to.
so you guys kind of get.
Not if we have to use it right now. We can wait till we're just whatever the group.
Well, it's within any the following types of creatures are present within 1 mile, so I might as well do it.
It would
now.
cover the whole town for sure.
Are you expecting? Well, I guess.
So I'm looking for any aberrations, celestials, dragons.
So it takes like a minute to cast or something.
For 1 minute.
Great. So if she has to, like, if she reaches out and everybody kind of stops,
Just
sort
one
of
moment.
stationary here in the water, and you watch as Safira just focuses her energy a little bit. And once again, give me the types of creatures.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Hold, please. Okay. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
You focus your energies. No creatures of that kind. That's one of those categories.
Hey, I doubt that there's actually nothing. There is nothing.
I mean, you know there's nothing. You saw some of the scions kind of in the distance.
Yeah, there's nothing that's undead, nothing fey, nothing that's a dragon or celestial. I don't know. So
That actually rings as good news to you because you know these creatures pretty well, and those creatures that she's talking about, that would be way out of the ordinary. That would be very concerning if there was something like that.
Honestly, good news. It's
right. Okay.
it's better than finding something.
You guys continuing along.
Continue towards the boat.
All right, you guys start to walk along the water here, and you can see once again the buildings kind of coming into view over on your right. And everybody, give me stealth checks.
Fuck off. God.
Natural 1.
Oh God, guys, 16.
10.
6.
You're a big.
As you guys are moving toward the boat, you start to pick up the pace a little bit just to try and get yourself in range, and those splashing footsteps, some of the ripples get to the edge of the water and kind of just make like a little like sort of light kind of brush against the shoreline there. And as that happens, you don't see any of the scions or anything, but you hear a noise. It starts out like kind of loud and then trails off before picking up again, and it sounds like almost like whale noises. You hear these like noises in the distance. Give me a nature check.
Anthony, your dice.
Anthony, it's not you, it's your dice.
3.
You get the impression that there's a creature lurking. The sound sounds like it's coming from the harbor area, the buildings, but that sound, you're not sure what that is. That's something that isn't familiar to you. Some kind of creature. So it from what you can tell, it doesn't sound like it's approaching, and that's not scion noises. You know that for sure.
Might I suggest we move a bit more briskly to the boat?
Should we perhaps move to the western side of the boat so that we're not seen by something in the port?
Yes. Is there anything to climb up? Anything hanging from the boat?
There is indeed a ladder on that side of the boat.
Western side.
All right,
All towards the ladder?
onward.
To the ladder. Yeah.
Looking under and around.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Gingerly.
looking at the dark water underneath my feet. Like,
Go ahead as you guys move forward. Give me another round of perception checks. Now, as you're getting a better view of the of the harbor.
That's another nat one. Just as
You rolled another nat one?
Yeah, a different time.
Orba's focusing so hard on
20
not falling through the water.
21.
Okay.
a 4.
6.
As you tell them that we need to pick up the pace a little bit, and immediately all of them are moving quickly, and in doing so, sort of forego a little bit of their awareness of their surroundings. You kind of take up the rear, and you look in toward the harbor just to see if there's anything that looks different that you don't recognize. And emerging from the doorway, like one of those hinged doorways that's just loosely kind of blowing in the wind, you see a like grotesque kind of bloated figure. Its torso and legs are similar to a man's, but it has a thick, elongated neck that like slumps down past its shoulders. And these putty-like arms that come to points on the ends where hands should be. And plastered onto its face is this very deep frown with black streaks painted onto its skin, falling down from its eyes. And it's looking around.
Where'd you?
And it's wandering kind of through here. And at one point, you see a rat scurry across the docks, and it turns toward, and arm extends out, and that point on the end of its arm spears the rat, and then it pulls its arm back.
Oh, yikes. the hell is that?
And it seems like that is the source of those kind of whale noises you were hearing.
Ah.
So it's kind of lurking in, we'll say that it's just beyond the docks here, kind of where,
Oh, it's so
like
close.
here-ish is where
Copy.
that creature was. So you see it kind of from there.
Team,
Huh?
there's something on the docks. I've never seen it before.
Okay.
It looks like a man with harpoon-esque type arms, and I think it would be in our best interest to not disturb that.
Can I-
As he points it out, I'll say that you guys catch a glimpse. You don't like get a full-on look, but you see something kind of waddling through the square there. Yeah.
Did it seem to be plant-like spear arms?
No.
Was it humanoid in
Not
figure?
hint.
Yes, esque.
Yeah, sort
I've
of
never seen it
rubbery,
before.
elastic almost, like its skin and its body kind of, the way it shot out the arm and then pulled it back. It's like elastic
used
almost, like it snaps back.
I wish I could tell you more, but that I'm not familiar with.
So
Right. Well,
get on this boat as quickly and quietly as
Quietly
we
as
can.
possible. And
Yes.
stay down when you're up top.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
okay.
So, before we get on the boat,
Yeah.
I would like to cast a Find Traps spell and make sure that nothing on this boat is going to. Erland?
Why would a government boat have traps?
In case anything of hyper value is on there. I'm assuming
Such as the page
Is
we're looking
now
for.
money,
I'm just wondering what to look for.
I kind of give him a little like.
government funds, government weapons, government documents, things that they don't want to be seen found.
Of course.
With this guy walking around on the land, I'm not trying to set off anything that might draw its
Mate,
attention.
last time we didn't have this, I stepped in a bear trap, and it
Yes.
nearly
Man,
quite fucking
you keep doing you. You're
killed
doing
us all.
great, buddy.
I agree.
Still a bit sore.
Better
I got on this boat.
hope for the best, plan for the worst.
I like that. I like that.
Go ahead and cast it. Read me the text for that, just in terms of the.
Find traps level 2. Range 120 feet.
120 feet, great.
Duration instant. Casting time 1 action. You sense the presence of any trap within a range that is within line of sight. A trap for the purpose of this spell includes anything that would inflict sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful, undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator.
Great,
Thus-
that's what I was checking. So it does need to be in line of sight. So as you get up to the deck of the boat, you could cast it, and anything, if there's a trap like on the deck of the boat. But if you wanted to check if there was a trap like down below deck, you need to get down below.
I would
deck
love to
first.
say if it has to be that more in line of sight, then yes, I would love to save it perhaps when we're below deck or going through something that's a little bit more difficult to see.
Right.
Thoughts?
Yeah, that's great.
I think that sounds good.
Great.
All right, you guys walk your way along the water. You get to that ladder on the far side. Everybody, give me stealth checks again.
No, I don't want to.
I'm
what
good.
if we don't want to?
Pass. I rolled a pass.
Oh, I did roll a pass. I didn't roll well at all.
Pass
That's
is
an
good.
8. No,
16,
no. I rolled a not.
13.
I rolled a fail.
14.
Okay, all right. So as a group, one at a time, because you're not coming up out of the water, there isn't that kind of sort of noise of the water. But even so, as you step onto the ladder, there's just a little like the groaning of the rope there, and you stop for a moment. It doesn't sound like those noises are getting any closer. Okay. So you slowly ascend. Who's first up the ladder here?
Yeah, I'll say it was me.
Great. Okay. So you guys get up there to the top of the ship. You pull yourself up onto the deck. And you stand still for a quiet moment. Just let the rocking of the ship kind of be the only motion, in the hopes that if anything's lurking here, you might spot it or see a shadow, some subtle movement. Nothing catches your eye. For breaching the interior of the ship, it seemed to be two options. There's a large kind of aft cabin beneath the helm, and if we go around, oh, it's already up there, great. So there's like a cabin kind of here underneath the helm of the ship, and then there's a staircase that leads down, presumably to kind of like the crew's quarters and the interior sort of lower deck of the ship.
Okay.
So those are the two. Other than that, it all seems to be above the board. So yeah, those are the only two like entrances into the ship itself. What do you guys do?
Do you have any idea, sort of trying to stay down below the,
Yes,
the
you can.
railings, do you have any idea where these documents or valuables might be?
My first hunch which is no better than any of yours, would be to search the captain's quarters. Start with the head, trickle our way down. Most insignificant documents, items, money, possessions. Anything else you find, it's yours. I suggest we start with the
Let's try
captain's
to
quarters.
find that document first.
Do you
Should we-
want to split up or are we staying together?
Staying together.
I think we should stay together and be quiet. If we can get on and off this ship without provoking anything, that'd be brilliant, but I doubt it.
Okay, go ahead.
Who has the best sense of perception in the group?
Not me. Only new
Me or
eyes are
Watching the group.
me.
Well, I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say is having traveled now in a limited time, you might sense that you have the best ability to sort of perceive and sense.
Understood. Then let's head into the captain's cabin.
Okay, so you head to that aft cabin there underneath the helm.
Yes.
Right.
Before you open the door, perhaps Erland's gonna look around the Orba. Is anything magical that you can see? Any runes? Any?
Oh yeah, I guess I'll look.
Give
to
me an
see if there's
investigation
any- Okay. That's not gonna do it. 11.
11. You sort of run your finger along the door frame, just seeing if there's anything that has a little bit of magical heat or energy sort of coming off of it, and there doesn't seem to be. And even the lightest touch on the door, it like creaks a little bit, like almost like it was unlocked and almost broken off its hinges in a way that even the slightest push would swing the door open.
Yeah, I'm not sensing anything, and the door's very sensitive, so...
And it seems like already open, basically. Like it's not. You can't see into it, but it's not like you have to turn a handle or anything.
Erland's gonna put a hand on the hinge that seems to be creaking.
Okay, sure.
And try and carefully open it.
Great, give me a stealth check.
That I think I'm the best
I think you are.
at. 13.
Great. So pinching that hinge a little bit just to keep it from sort of rattling, you push the door open, slowly cracking open the door. And if not for a lack of like soot, you would think that a bomb went off in here. Like it is the desk, the shelves, the chairs, they're all smashed to bits. There's torn papers, broken glass, various small sundries kind of strewn about the floor. There are streaks of dried blood marring the walls and the ceiling. And while you don't see any bodies left behind, you're certain that one or more people must have gotten gravely, seriously injured in the scuffle here. And whether the corpses were dragged away, tossed overboard, or eaten, you're not entirely sure. But the wreckage here, it tells a very grim story. There was it was a mistake to come here to Hylata Harbor and sort of run into some of the creatures that were here. So this room is in complete disarray. It looks like like a tornado passed through here and just everything is smashed, strewn about all across the room.
Are there any streaks of blood that would hint that someone was dragged out the door? Or are there any other doors in this room that they could be dragged into?
No on the doors, and then
So-
give me an investigation check. Yep.
Natural a 20.
Nice.
Natural 20. There are so many streaks of blood that it's hard to tell specifically, but as you're looking between them, instead of some of the lines of streaks, there's a couple prints that look a little different. Like ovals or circles, as if it was someone's boot print that stepped in some blood and then continued to walk after stepping in blood.
Like human sized or
Yes,
giant?
like boot print size.
This creature that you saw on land, was it larger than a man or the size of a man? I see boot prints.
It's around the size of a man.
Around the size of a man, but it didn't look like it was wearing shoes. It looked like barefoot. Yeah.
But it wasn't wearing boots. Maybe somebody else has been here already.
And I'll say with the natural 20 as well, those circular prints look like they go into the cabin toward the kind of smashed up desk that's at the back there, the captain's desk.
Okay.
And then they circle around and look like they go back out, like into the room, circle around the desk, and then back out toward the
I do not say anything about that.
Okay.
Does it look like the boots match the manager's boots by any chance? Is the manager wearing boots?
He is wearing boots. Almost impossible.
Hard to tell.
I mean, he is regular human-sized feet, so it's difficult to tell.
Are we able to scan to find anything of value within the room?
certainly
Do I
can.
know what the document looks like?
You would have an idea of what
Okay.
that might look like. Yeah. Give me an investigation check. While he's searching, does anyone else want to do anything while he's searching the room?
Would anybody be opposed to me casting Detect Magic for about 10 minutes or so, now that this room is clear?
I don't know if we want to have you tied up for 10 minutes. Because
You-
I'm kind of like listening. Do I still hear the
You can
the
still
whale
hear-
noises?
How far away is how big is that boat? No, I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, well, this is about accurate to its size. I mean, it's 130, 150, like 150 feet across, basically.
An investigation check, you said?
Yes.
8.
8, okay. Among the sort of wreckage and rubble and papers and torn things, you pick up a number of the pieces of paper and like kind of hold them together to see. Nothing looks official like that. All of the papers in here look like names of sailors, like records of who was on the boat.
Yeah.
There's names of you see the word Dillasoon, you see Kiira, like places they've been.
Yeah.
It seems like record keeping, and you don't see anything that looks like what you're looking for.
Orba, perhaps you can help manager find the page here. Safira and I can check the crew's quarters for gold and weapons, perhaps.
Before you go, the key that I found on our friend, it had an insignia on it. And the insignia looks like...
What is?
It's kind of like it's like a cross, and then part of it is circled. It's a little hard to describe. I will say, as you look over to the captain's desk, there is a place setting with that exact insignia on it.
So, let's use this key to check the captain's desk. But if we see anything else that looks like this, we've got a key. It's worth a try. Must mean something.
The crew's quarters probably just has gold and weapons, so let's go check that then.
Yeah.
Orba, help the manager. And Erland, manager. Erland's gonna sort of carefully and quietly keeping his head down.
You going with him, Safira?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Do the boots go near the desk that matches the key?
So Erland saw the boot prints. I'll say that now that Erland has kind of directed your attention toward the desk, you see the boots walking up to it. You don't see them circle around and go back out toward the deck. However, the boots do move in the direction of the desk. Yes.
Okay.
They do.
Should we try the key on the desk?
If there's a place for it, yeah.
Okay.
Take a quick look at the desk. A lot of it's kind of smashed to pieces, but there is a couple of drawers on the left-hand side. And there appears to be a keyhole on one of the drawers, but it has already been smashed open.
No.
And there's some more kind of blood smeared around it, like something with a bloody hand kind of grabbed at it and yanked at it. Like you can go to the drawer and pull it open and it's empty. It's somebody bashed it open at one point.
I don't know if there's anything else.
Don't get too quiet.
Should we spend one more minute trying to find things in here before going somewhere else?
Yeah, I confess I don't spend too much time on boats, but the ones that I have, there's always little secret places.
Both of you can give me investigation checks.
Give it another investigation check.
As you guys creep along the deck, you move toward the staircase.
Do I see any bloody footprints?
Yeah, the bloody footprints took you out onto the deck, but out here, out in the open, it seems like water might have washed up. Like there's less streaks of blood and prints out here on the deck.
So we're gonna try and go across to the crew's quarters.
Great, you do so. You get down, you get over to the steps, and it takes you down into the belly of the ship. And as soon as you get down, sort of peek around the corner of the staircase, and you see hammocks lined up, sort of hanging. Some of them are pulled down, some of them torn.
None of them are
strips of
swinging
cloth.
particularly a lot or anything.
We are
Just from the motion of the boat.
No, but I mean like no one's like sitting there pushing themselves back and
Nobody's. It does not. None of them are sagging enough that it looks like anyone's in any of the hammocks. As far as you can tell. Yeah. So the hammocks alternate one after the other with these sort of rusty cannons, these sort of broken, rusted cannons that are sort of facing out. Yep, they're facing out.
Picturing some pirate shit.
Inside this hull of the ship, now that you're kind of in here, the stench of death is palpable. Sort of this decay mixed with the salt from the breeze, and maybe 8 to 10 bodies are dispersed intermittently among the debris here. None of them show the slightest bit of movement. They are dead still. And they're often kind of bloated or battered or punctured in a way that looks like they were attacked, that they didn't.
Can I take a look at the puncture marks to see? I guess I didn't get the best view of this creature, but did I see the arms?
You did sort of get an idea of its arms. I mean, certainly as you look at the puncture wounds, it's like wider than a spear or the point of something. Like looks like something big, kind of poked a hole in it.
I want to kind of go down and like holding my face away because they're starting to rot. I want to kind of close eyes and search for any.
Safira, I saw boot prints leaving the captain's quarters. They took whatever he was looking for. Search the bodies, find the paper. I want to know what's going on with this fucking town.
Well, I don't know. That's a bit hopeful, but yeah, I'll search the. Can you get down here and help me?
are going to start.
Are you helping him?
I'm patting down everyone, and as I'm going around and closing eyes.
I'm not going to waste time closing eyes, but I'm going to look
For bodies. Safira closes it and Erland opens the back.
So I will waste time undoing
One's
the
winking.
Both of you give me investigation checks for both.
Jesus.
What were your guys' rolls?
16.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You look through every cabinet, every sort of sliding drawer, anything you can get your hands on. It looks like someone rummaged through the stuff here, but there is nothing of value left behind. Scraps of paper, documentation that looks like, inventory related things. You find absolutely nothing. Something came in here and maybe took stuff, or like it's suspiciously void of anything valuable in here.
Okay.
I say we move on.
Uh-huh.
Check more on this side of the ship. Meet up with them in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Are we able to go back outside and check up upstairs?
Yeah, quiet.
There is no upstairs, really. I mean, there's the
Like on the...
Like on this side of the ship, there's...
like up here. Is that where you're trying to go?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Is that cabin the only thing?
Yes,
on
you
that?
went into the underside of this.
Then-
Yeah. The only other place to go into the ship is where they went down the stairs toward the crew quarters.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you're not telling us something that's gonna help us find what this is, or like any details that you might be omitting for safety, I'm the one that you want to tell it to. Because I won't yell at you or be mad at you. I'll just help you. So if you're keeping any secrets that might help us and not die to whatever's in that town, we would be super appreciative, and I promise I will keep it a secret.
Orba, I promise. There's nothing that I know more than what happened on this ship than what you do. I don't want to run into whatever happened, whatever that thing was, any less than you do. I just want to find this document and get going. I'm just as surprised as what we're finding on this ship.
Okay.
Orba's just gonna take him at his word.
Investigation rolls for you guys?
16.
6.
Great. So these, like some of the captain's quarters and some of the other things you're seeing, if there was any valuables or anything on these, they've been stripped of them. Like the
Okay.
clothes are torn, their pockets are emptied out, there's nothing here. As you're looking though, there are doors. At each end, both the bow and the stern, is a door leading to another small room, which is not strange for a boat. There's usually like storage rooms sort of on the lower levels. So the one at the back is very slightly ajar, like it's open already, and each time the boat kind of tilts, you can see it just moving a little bit. Yeah. And then the one at the front looks like it is shut, and there's kind of a metal latch on that one. So the one at the bow is latched, and then the one at the stern is.
Since he told me about these boot prints, I want to look around. Can I see any?
What did you have the 16 rolls? Is that what you have for investigation?
Yeah.
There are some of those bloody circular boot prints
Where are they going?
that are moving toward the door that is ajar.
Okay, you see that?
I do quickly.
Thief went that way. You want to go that way, or do you want to go to that locked door that he missed?
The boots, Safira, the boots.
All right.
The boots, Safira.
Fear looks back at the locked door like,
Nah.
Move quietly, following the boots.
Give me stealth checks, both of you. And as you guys are moving, you're starting to hear,
17.
and you guys are coming down
Oh
the
my
stairs at this
God.
moment.
Stay where you are, Safira. Don't move.
natural one.
Natural one. As Erland creeps a little bit closer, Safira's right behind you, and she steps, and you step just on one of the sort of dead sailor's arms, which causes his elbow to kind of go down, and then he's holding like a saber that like rattles across the deck of the boat, and it clangs a little bit, and then it comes to a stop there.
I'm gonna, hearing that, I'm gonna start moving quickly.
Okay.
Sort of,
You get up to the door, and you guys have just reached the bottom of the staircase, so as you get down, you're seeing Erland go all the way to that end of the...
As they get down, I'm gonna kind of.
You peek inside. And the entirety of the ship was fairly dark once you went below deck. Not pitch black, but just light creeping through some of the openings, like where the cannons were facing out. But this room is especially so. There's no windows, and at first you think the floor is actually looks like it's painted black.
No.
But the second you step past the threshold, there's just a little, like, crunch beneath your foot.
Oh.
And you realize that the black coloration is actually a very fine, grainy texture. The room is stacked with at least a dozen barrels, and one of them has fallen over in a way that's allowed the contents to pour out. It creates a little mound of fine particles on the floor, like an ink-stained, like molehill. It's black powder.
Oh god.
For use with the cannons.
God, no.
And you're thankful that you didn't walk in here with like a lit torch or something, because even the slightest spark landing on any surface could send it into an explosion. So there's some barrels stacked up.
We're in the
this room,
exploding box.
and you step in and you hear that little crunch beneath your feet, and you look down and you see the black.
Do I see footprints in the black powder?
Difficult to tell
Okay.
with all the powder that's kind of.
All right, can I
screwed up.
quickly? I'm gonna quietly try and move through the room and try and find the footprint guy.
Great. You give me an investigation check. And what are you guys doing during this time?
I was
You
going-
see as soon as you come down, he's headed towards that door, and there's the door on the other side.
I was going to say, since I don't want to light anything for things to be seen, I have a spell called Dark Vision, which allows one of us to see. I
They
can
actually
grant.
have
We
dark
have
vision.
dark
You
vision,
don't, but you
yeah.
could grant yourself dark vision.
I can grant myself Dark
Yes,
Vision.
you
Oh,
can.
then I would love to use.
He thinks about giving it to someone else. He's like, no.
I would love to use a little Dark
You
Vision
may,
while we're
yes.
investigating on the ship.
Yes. Touch your chest. Your eyes kind of. And it's in shades of gray, so you don't see color in the dark, but this sort of concealed area under deck with no. Normally, when sailors are here, there's like lanterns hanging and things that light up the area, but here it's very dim, very dark. And as soon as you cast the spell, you open your eyes and you can see the entire interior.
I don't want to use any lights, not only for us to not see, but for anybody on the dock
Yeah.
to see onto the boat.
Good.
Not just that, if we light anything on fire, we're all gonna go up in flames.
You follow Safira's finger and you see the powder there
I'm,
on
like,
the ground.
pointing
It's like
at the
just
black powder.
past the frame of the door, and you saw Erland kind of creep in there.
Why is he going in there?
He's gonna find.
It's okay.
He's looking for someone.
What are you guys doing while he's doing that? Or are you just staying still?
Can I join Erland using the Dark Vision?
You can.
Yeah. I'll
You start to
just
creep
slowly
up
creep in
behind
behind him to let him know.
And as you start to sneak in, you're very carefully sort of touching the barrels and peeking around each one. And I need you to give me a perception check.
Oh, Jesus.
10.
10.
You're all right.
You don't see anyone yet. You hear some breathing like from around the corner of a barrel.
I'm gonna sort of. I hear them coming up behind me.
You can see Erland's hand like push it.
Manager, careful, black powder.
I see.
Friend, I'm gonna move to where I hear the sound. Are you
And
all right?
Move around.
Friend.
And you start to see as you circle around the barrel, a sailor-looking man. He's wearing the same kind of attire as the one before him. He looks like he has literally a chunk out of his shoulder where something bit him and like pulled out the flesh. He's covered it in like a loose bandage, but you can tell that the wound is already like infected. It's you know, sort of blood is down his arm, dried blood. And as he's holding his hands in toward his chest, you see two things in his hands. One of them is a rolled up piece of parchment with a kind of golden metal clasp around it. He's got that in one hand. And in the other hand, he has a tinderbox laid on his arm
Oh, fuck.
and a little piece of char cloth
Jesus.
that he's holding in his hand.
I'm here to rescue you. I can heal you. I can heal you. I can prove it. I'm gonna touch myself. I'm gonna use the girdle.
Come on now.
I'm gonna touch my shoulder, and I'm gonna use the girdle.
Okay. Great.
So I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
I heal 2. I can heal you, friend. Don't light that.
Give me a persuasion check.
That is ultra cocked.
No, but it was a good roll!
Persuasion 4.
Oh, brother.
He holds the char cloth closer to the tinderbox.
Erland? Get out of here. Erland?
We have to leave. We have to. Erland's gonna step away. Do I have eye contact with him now?
When you step back, you can have eye contact.
We have to leave. I can save you, friend. We'll leave you alone, but this is your last chance.
Friend? Manager reaches in, takes
You
out.
can't see him, but you could hear him whisper to Erland. Yeah, go ahead.
Manager reaches into his pouch. Erland can see him, and holds up one of the healing potions that we brought with us.
If you don't trust me, we have a healing potion. Can I get you a healing potion? Yes.
Manager,
I'll be right back. I'm gonna
manager hands
over.
it slowly to him.
I'm gonna come back into sight with him. Pass me both things in your hand, and I'll give you this healing potion.
Put it on the floor.
Okay. I'm gonna kneel down slowly. How far away from him am I?
10 feet from him. He's like
10
in the
feet?
back corner of the
Okay.
room. Yeah, just past.
How far can I back out?
Without
Without
5
losing
feet
sight
back
of
would
it.
take you to the threshold of the door,
Okay.
and then another 5 would take you out of the room.
I'm gonna take 5 feet back to the door.
And you hear kind of, he's trying. You can tell that he's trying to still like balance the items in his hands and move forward toward the healing potion. Like,
Put down the light, friend. You might drop it and kill us all.
that's a chance I'm willing to take.
You can take the healing potion and live just fine.
What are you here for?
Microphone.
Microphones. We're here.
You're closer.
Don't lean too far.
We're here to try and rescue any survivors.
You're not here for. And he holds it up. This. And as he holds it up, it's peeking kind of up past the barrel, and Manager gets a sight of it for the first time. You see that curled parchment and the golden clasp kind of around it, looping around it.
I have no idea what's written on that page.
Tell me you're not here for this.
I don't know what that is.
Tell me you're not here for this.
We're not there for that. We're looking for survivors, Erland.
We're not here for that.
Give me a deception check.
Oh my god.
13.
13.
Tell him he can be in a warm bed with a warm meal by the end of the night.
A warm
Be
bed.
quiet.
A warm bed. A warm meal by the end of the night.
I want a boat. A rowboat.
Can we get him a boat?
We'll find you a boat.
We can find you a boat.
He sort of moves forward a little bit. He stands himself up.
Do you want me to help administer?
No!
All right. All right.
And still with the kind of char cloth in his hand and the tinder box in the other hand, he sort of shifts one. And he's got now kind of all 3 of them in one hand
my
as he
God.
reaches
How
out
close
toward...
is manager to me at this point? Like,
He's probably 10 feet behind you.
Okay.
Yeah. He reaches out toward the healing potion, keeping like a very close eye on you. And he picks it up. And as he brings it up, he's now bringing both of them up for the first time, and the scroll's in his hand. And you see the scroll kind of there. Do you react at all to seeing that as he's got it there? As he's trying to sort of bring the healing potion to his hand?
Oh my god.
Can I see anything written on the scroll? Or is
It's
like-
scrolled, like the writing's on the inside.
Oh, it's not, like,
Yeah, it's rolled up.
double-sided.
Yeah, it's rolled up.
I want him to take the potion. I don't want him to drop it.
Okay.
The manager lets him drink.
And he lets his hand, the bottle kind of drops to the ground there. And you see a little bit of that kind of bite mark in his arm, just the edges of it get a little softer as the skin kind of melds and the healing energy pours into it.
I have one friend directly to my right, and I have 2 other friends. A magic user and an archer who can help get you out of here.
Does he need another potion?
Do you need another potion?
Yeah.
Manager reaches into the bag, grabs a second one.
You don't want me to heal you?
No.
Is he still holding onto the flint?
Yeah, he's still got it.
He's not gonna let go of that.
Erland, ask him if you can. If never mind, just give it to him.
Ask him how he's doing. On the floor.
How close is it me to if he's on the floor here?
He's now crept closer to you, like significantly closer to you.
How,
If
Not with-
if you put it on the floor and he kind of reaches out to it, he'll be within 5 feet.
and he doesn't have it lit already, does he?
No, he had it. Basically, it's a tinder box, so it's a piece of flint and then a striking surface and then the char cloth. So the idea is you hit it and it creates a spark that might light the char cloth. So if he dropped it, it might like hit a spark might come out if he drops the tinder box. But it's not lit. There's no lit flame currently.
Oh, okay, but you have to let.
You have to strike it. Yeah, you strike the flint on the striking surface.
Not worth it.
And he reaches down, like right kind of by your feet there. He takes the heal potion.
Let's leave, shall we?
Is there anything else you need, friend?
I leave alone. With this.
That's fine. We'll all walk out, and you can go on your way.
I'll follow you up.
All right. One at a time.
I'm assuming that we were like kind of up and listening, and we can kind of.
Yeah, you were another 5 feet back from manager,
Yeah,
so you
okay.
could hear certainly that tail end of that conversation. Yeah.
Great. We'll all go upstairs and quietly, friend, because we don't want what was ever out there to come back.
And he's like clutching that scroll like tight between his two hands, as tight as he can.
Right.
We saw the creature.
Go, just go.
All right. I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna walk slowly, but I'm gonna follow the manager.
He keeps like an even kind of 5 feet distance. So every time you step back, he takes a step forward, and if you were to slow, he would slow as well. So
Are we able to walk about onto the top of the deck?
Are we able to get out of the room?
Are we able to get out of the room?
yeah, oh, he's now kind of at the threshold of the door. with
Okay.
the black
I'm gonna
powder
walk
behind.
about another 10 feet.
All slowly walking, heading up, getting up on top of the
a
boat.
couple steps.
How far out of the room is he?
10 feet at this point, like 5 to 10 feet out of the room.
I'm going to prioritize blocking his entrance into that room again.
Okay.
And I'm going to. How wide is the room? Can I get like by him?
The black powder room?
No, how wide is like the room that we're in right now? Is it like a narrow hallway?
It's like 15 to 20 feet across, but there's a lot of stuff. There's like cannons and the hammocks and stuff, so it's not easy to maneuver around, but it's decently wide
I want to try and
in essence.
like swing behind him and hook his mouth.
Okay, give me a contested athletics check here.
Oh god.
14.
Fuck, 4.
4. Erland makes a move, and this guy just jittery as hell. As soon as Erland takes the slightest flinch, attack. He turns around, and he's on the ground, and he's crawling back toward the room. You can give me an advantage attack because he's prone on the ground as he's
Not
like
lethal.
diving back toward the room.
Fine,
Okay.
fine. Jesus Christ.
This is gonna be with my does that have to be? I just want to double check what I only get one attack on this here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do an nunchaku attack then. So 13 to hit.
13 will hit. Yep.
So I'm gonna try and like hit him on the ankle.
Yep. You do so. Roll
And-
for damage.
Oh yeah, this is non-lethal.
Yep. I mean, he took 2 healing potions.
10 bludgeoning damage. Can I jump on him and try and cover his mouth now?
So yeah, I mean, this is all kind of happening at the same time. That was an action. What is- are
Manager
people
would
doing?
like to use Misty Step
Okay.
to teleport to in front of
Yes.
him, blocking, preventing that I'm in the space in front of him to then attack
That's
him.
fucking
You
awesome.
teleport to the other side. That's going to take an action to cast Misty Step and use the spell slot for that. So that was an action as well. So Erland tried to hit him. You watch his manager disappears and appears on the other side of this person. Safira and Orba, you have a chance to do something right now.
Yep, I'm gonna try
Yeah.
to get within 15 feet of him without hitting either of my friends and cast color spray on him
Okay.
and try to
Read
blind
that.
him.
Yep.
Yeah. So, roll 60-10. The total of is how many hit points the creatures, how many hit points of creatures this spell can affect. Creatures within a 15-foot cone originating from you.
As long as it has less than that, that's blinded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely going to do it, but go ahead and roll for it.
Okay, 60-10. Oh my gosh. I wasn't ready for this.
Keep a running total because you might not have to roll all of them.
4 plus 12, so 12.
Okay, yeah.
14.
So
okay.
as soon as this flash of colors goes out, and Manager had teleported kind of the other side, there's this burst of flashing colored light that is sort of like unexpected that emanates from Orba's palm, and the guy immediately, you can see him like looking around, sort of blinded. He's feeling around on the ground for like where he left that tinderbox that he had put on the ground there. Safira?
Friend, please. You don't have to die here.
He's like, he doesn't hear any words. Is there any actions you're taking?
I just want to run. I guess, can I get up to him? And
You can
try
run up to him, yeah.
Can I try to tackle him? And
Sure. We'll say that you have to kind of push past people to get up to him. So you're on your way up. We'll give, because you're in front of him, we'll give Manager the next move. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Should I? Can I grab the striker?
You could you grab the scroll?
Yeah. No. The
Oh, he
The
left the tinderbox. It's like back. He's crawling back toward it.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Can I get access to the tinder?
Give me we're gonna do a contested athletics check. He's reaching out to try and grab it,
Yeah.
and you can try and grab it first.
Because I just
So-
teleported. Yeah.
Yep. So roll an athletics check, and he's gonna roll one, and
He's also
we'll.
blind.
Yes, he is. It's gonna be his. Will be with disadvantage.
So did I just roll this guy?
Yep.
20?
And your athletics to that.
10 plus So 11.
9. Oh! He reaches out and his fingers touch the edge of the tinderbox, and at that moment, manager puts his hand down and grabs the box, and you yank it out of his reach, and now he's kind of feeling around.
Can I guess I'm right there. Can I jump on him and cover his mouth?
Sure.
Safira, grab the scroll.
I'm gonna try to grab the scroll from
You
him.
pull it free from his hands. He's already sort of restrained there.
I'm gonna take a second to look at it, and then looking at it, I'm gonna hand it to.
Why would you
You
do
hand
that?
it over to him. She takes the scroll out of his hands, hands it over to you.
The manager pockets the scroll
Okay.
safely.
Don't hurt him, Erland.
I'm just covering his mouth so he doesn't scream here.
Is there a way we can pacify him? Physical.
He's trying to wriggle free. What's somebody doing?
Are you going to keep quiet, friend? Erland's going to take his free hand, non-lethal punch to the gut.
Go ahead, make an attack roll with advantage. He's restrained.
He's going to hit. That's going to do the 25 to hit.
That'll hit. Roll for damage.
I want to kill this guy. 10 bludgeoning.
Oh.
You got to roll 15 or better to keep him alive. It's 5 plus the damage of the attack.
17!
No fucking way!
Let's go!
Holy shit!
Goes limp in your arms there.
Alright. Now let's get out of this fucking boat quietly.
No gold, no nothing else. No treasure.
Someone else was here.
It's not.
Someone else who did this. We've got to leave.
Orba, check the back room there, quickly. The locked room.
You
Is
head
there, is there anything else that we can see nearby that has the sigil, the same thing that the key was
As
on?
Orba walks over to that door, it has a very similar looking kind of
Can I have it?
demarcation on it.
The manager hands over the key.
Yeah. Okay.
Just manager.
I hand her the key. Hey,
I did
Orba,
that.
Orba, here you go.
That's why it's better to just say I. No, I'm good. Turn it in.
Yeah.
Door opens up, and inside this room, you see what looks like a kind of storage room. It looks like there were shelves in here that once maybe had food and stuff that have kind of been ravaged. You can take a quick look around. Give me an investigation check. There's a number of shelves, some chests that don't look like treasure chests. They look like they contain like ropes and things.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Orba sort of quickly scanning all of the shelves. She moves around, and there's two things that look like they haven't been sort of damaged beyond repair or snatched away.
Yeah.
One of them is a sort of small chest about this big that when you pick it up, it rattles like coins inside the chest. Makes a little bit of a jingling noise. The other thing is kind of a chest, but it actually looks more like a briefcase. It's very flat and thin, and it has two latches on the front, so you could open the latches and then pop it open. Now, they both have little bits of parchment attached to them that have a little bit of writing. The chest that sounded like it had coins inside said, "To be handed to the offices of the Broken Crown for bounties and incentives."
This is that fucking ship. Fuck.
Which ship?
God damn it. To be handed to the goddamn Broken Crown. Sorry.
No, it is not that ship.
The one.
No.
Is it the Mall Affair ship?
There's too many ships. There's too many shipwrecks.
You guys heard about a sunken ship that's further toward yes.
That was
different thing.
That was my noggin putting it together.
Something for the Office of the Broken Crown. The other one on the thinner briefcase with the two latches says, "For the brave souls willing to join the hunt, offered in lieu of partial payment, a gift from the Magus."
The brave souls willing to join the hunt.
I can give you that later.
Okay.
For the brave souls willing
Gift
to
from the
join the
Magus?
hunt, Magus, like the Grand Magus, like a wizard.
Oh.
Like a Magus
Sorry.
would be like an official title for a wizard if they like a government like wizard.
Got it. Okay.
For the brave souls willing to join the hunt, offered in lieu of partial payment. So that one it's not locked, but it has latches on the front of it there.
No time to waste. I think I'm just gonna grab those two things.
Puts one under one arm, takes the other one, and Orba walks out with two kind of cases that she's holding.
I'm taking this
You've got this
unconscious
guy
dude on my shoulder.
I'll help him with the guy.
Give me the guy. I'm able to traverse over all of this stuff easier than you are.
What are you gonna do with him?
And bring it back to the.
Don't fucking kill him.
I've got it. Let's
I'm
move
gonna
quickly.
kind of help him with. Or
I'm
sorry,
fireman
then
carrying
I'll
him, yeah.
help.
Okay. I need everybody to give me stealth checks as you move back. Are you moving back down the ladder and onto the water?
Yeah.
You're
Get it.
you didn't use any other concentration
Everyone's
spells,
doing
right?
stealth?
You're still concentrating on water walk.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Still concentrating on that.
Yes.
Yep. Stealth for
I'll use
everybody.
your dice. That was horrible.
5.
22.
14.
9.
9. Okay, moving back down the ladder. It's a little harder. Orba's carrying a couple things. Erland has the body, and as you get to the water, you feel the solid beneath your feet. Carrying the guy, and you move around the ship there, and you start to head back towards those, that rock formation that you were initially sort of moving around. And you start to move in that direction. You look toward the harbor itself, like the buildings around there, and that sort of shapeless gray figure is looking around. It almost like it heard something, but isn't quite sure where it's coming from. Its feet kind of up onto the docks. And it looks like the way its eyes kind of move about, that its vision is not very good. Like it's listening. You see its eyes kind of... You hear a couple more of those kind of whale-esque noises, and you guys are kind of creeping along the perimeter there. And you get to around the rock into safety, back to kind of where you were when you first came to the harbor here.
Erland, let's put him down somewhere safe.
I'm taking him back to Kukati Cove.
You want to drag him all the way back there?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I'd like to have a little chat with him if that's all right with everyone.
Also, that document that we conveniently snagged for you, you can hold it, but you wouldn't mind if we took a look. Look, I'm right curious as to why that guy nearly blew himself up, and both of you, over a shiny little scroll. So, feels fair enough that I get to have a look. I'm not asking to take it from you.
I reach into the bag and hand her the scroll.
Cheers. I'm gonna... can I, look at it for a second and... Orba, if I open this, is something gonna come out and bite me?
No.
With confidence, then.
There's a little clasp, a little golden clasp.
Was there any ward symbol?
Not that you, at a casual glance, were able to see.
Alright, so I'm gonna kind of pull it open. And I'll kind of hold it so that we can all see a little bit.
Great.
What do I see on the...
It's basically 3 rows, 3 columns of names.
Okay.
Lots and lots of names. And there's a little sort of description at the top that sort of maybe mentions a couple places. And it's the description, there's a little paragraph of text at the top. And it's describing, in not so many words, criminals of war,
Okay.
wanted criminals of the War of Giants.
It
from
doesn't
years,
have
decades
crimes.
ago. It does not have any
Just
crimes
has-
listed. No. Yep. It's saying a list of wanted names from and the War of Giants.
Do I
literally,
see manager on there?
You do. If you guys give her the time to read through the columns quickly,
yeah.
the only name that you recognize is actually.
I was gonna say.
Give me a perception check.
Whoa.
I was gonna ask if we saw Graven's name on there.
You definitely don't see Graven's name on there.
18.
18. There's one name that doesn't have a last name, and it just says Boss. Just says Boss, B-O-S-S.
Okay.
And there's a description underneath it, the reason why, of a Warforged, basically. It describes sort of vaguely an appearance that sounds very much like manager's appearance, but it's listed as boss, not as manager.
I'm gonna take... I want to take a second to just take a mental note
Okay.
of, can I, Okay. Orba,
Yeah?
I'm gonna kind of roll it up and, no other names that I
Definitely no other names that you
recognize?
recognize, yeah.
Okay.
That you're immediately like, oh, I've heard that name.
Boss?
Boss. That's what I was called once.
What did you do to end up on a list like that?
I killed a man.
One man. You did not kill one man to end up on a list like that.
What's
Powerful
the list?
man?
It looked like, and I was holding
she's
it so
holding
that we
it
could
up.
all
We'll
kind
say
of
you were
like
able to
see.
read it over.
You got put on a list of war criminals for killing one man.
Yes.
Who was the man?
That question exactly.
He was what you all would consider my creator.
Whoa, really?
All right.
Yes.
Bummed Graven's not here.
Well, we've got a bit of a walk back. You wanted to talk about it at all?
I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Who was your creator?
He asks questions.
Master Rasuga.
Rasaga.
Rasuga.
Shit myself.
I thought you almost said
Master Jenny
We didn't see Valka Luvinia on that list?
You did not.
Master, can you spell it for me?
Mm-hmm.
Rassu.
Does that name ring any bells for me?
not.
Like, okay.
Nope, nothing.
Master.
And this was in Antisuyu then, I suppose, right?
What?
This was in this continent here? Or somewhere else?
This was back home.
Oh, right. Home is elsewhere.
Did the War of Giants encompass all the continents or just Antisuyu?
The primary fighting was in Antisuyu, but war has a tendency to have ripple effects elsewhere. That wouldn't be unusual. That wouldn't be unusual for there to be, fighting related fighting elsewhere.
Why are people from Kira trying to find you?
Because my creator was an important man, but he was a bad man. And after I returned back, fighting from the war, he tried to decommission me, or end my life. And I fought for my self-preservation.
And that got you on a list of war criminals?
I was a soldier for the other side.
Hardly seems fair.
Is Everett for the Emperor? For Pachacama? It was
Everybody back home is there for a second chance. You notice it's a safe town. You can leave your horses, the doors are unlocked, no one will bother you. Everyone there is looking for a new beginning.
And you make sure of that, I suppose.
That's what I try to manage.
Right.
I needed my name cleared because I keep that town and everyone's safe. We didn't need that kind of attention.
And does this clear your name?
So far, we're the only four that knows who's on that list.
I won't tell anybody.
And I trust you enough to show it to you. And like I said,
Oh.
I've never lied to you, and I kept my word and kept you alive, and when we get back, you'll be taken care of.
I believe him. You could teach him a lesson.
Well, we don't need to drag...
I'm just saying.
Is there a strong, gentle void presence in your city, in your town?
No, that's like a sort of an organized crime might be a little strong, but an organized group, and they're not present in Kukati.
Everyone in Kukati Cove might be a little rough around the edges, but they're good people. They've made mistakes in the past, but they're trying to do better.
Have you heard the term Stitcher before in Kukati Cove?
No.
Okay.
Strange.
That's good news. If you do, you're going to want to watch out for those folks. If you're worried about chaos and mess, they will absolutely bring it to your town.
I appreciate the heads up. Now, if you have any more questions, I suggest we walk and talk on the way back, because I'm sure he's looking heavy.
Yeah.
And can I help you carry anything?
Oh, okay. And well, I want to open this one first, and I'm gonna open the briefcase.
Okay, you set it. Two latches, you open it up. Inside, this is the one that had the note about for brave souls willing to join the hunt, offered in lieu of partial payment, a gift for the Magus. And inside is like quite a bit of padding, like thick cloth padding, surrounding 6 fine, like very thin glass orbs that have like a little bit of shifting, glowing energy inside. They're about kind of, you could hold it in your hand, and there's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And they have just a little bit of sort of swirling energy inside them. And they're not immediate, you don't know immediately what they are, but you feel like you might remember that from something that you read. And if you spend some time studying them, perhaps you might kind of recall what something like this is used for. Immediately you can anticipate that it enhances your abilities in some way. Like if this money was given to someone, to hunt these people down, basically these orbs, empowered you a little bit to help with that task.
Yeah. If you want to carry this one and just be really careful with it, please.
Understood.
Wow.
Thank you.
You know what those are?
I'm upon further examination, I might, but they seem arcane in nature.
Right.
Okay. And I got money.
Excellent.
Oh, good. Wow.
Shall we then?
Okay.
You guys start to walk along the coast. You hear your footsteps move from water to land, and you move back in the direction of the beach and back towards the safety of Kukati Cove under management, as it were, and that's where we're going to end.
Oh my God!
Thank you so much, Tim.
Manager,
God, you
mission
didn't blow 'em up.
accomplished, and the guy didn't blow up the boat in your fucking face.
Oh my god.
What
Dude,
would that have
we
been?
That would
literally.
have been great. We could have. How much damage would that bomb have done? How much?
Depends on how close you were. Depends on if you saved
Dude,
it.
I literally like the
Oh.
only thing that kept me from. I had this and I was like, oh man, like that'll be cool to use is produce flame, which is like a
Oh, not there.
it's like a zero cost thing, and I was like, oh my god, like it's fucking dark. But I was like, no, like
No,
if we're this
my
close,
God.
and fucking tentacle boy is
really
like seeing like a light on the thing. I was like, probably best not to like have like an open light.
Erland's in there, and manager's like, "What are you doing
He's
in
like,
here?"
bro, what'd you find? Could you imagine if as your guest, I literally came in and just killed everyone?
Probably wouldn't have died. But I did have.
Dude, we
I had this queued up
Oh,
just
God.
in case.
Bro, we might have. How, like, really though? If I'm
Well, we
thinking
saved
of,
that guy's life. There were two ways that was going to happen. He was going to get knocked out or he was going to get got by
Also,
himself or by us.
I was itching to use Misty Step this whole time.
was a very good
And
use.
then
So
I was like,
I love that shit.
I was like, sorry, bitch. And then again, like the whole dude up on the thing, when he was like, I know your name's on the list. And I was like, well, I know you're from the boat, and the one thing that I was trying to figure out is to whether or not I was on the list or not. I was like, you have no purpose for me. So that's why I was like,
While he's saying you're on the list, you're saying, "Am I on the list?"
yeah. I was like he turns and he's like, I know you're on the list. And I'm like, well, you literally just ended your own life and you didn't even know it yet.
A couple quick shout-outs. Talespire credit for DocNiccals.
God, they were pretty.
Scarnor
so pretty.
and
Whoever built
I think there's
these
one more
maps.
Scarnor and Squid. Beautiful, beautiful maps. I've tinkered with them a little bit for our purposes, but really awesome stuff that we put together to make Kailata Harbor and the shore there. Thank you guys so much, as always. We hope you enjoyed the show. Timmy did a fantastic job.
Thanks, guys. Oh
We
man.
can't wait to have you back. It was an absolute blast.
Just come back to Kukati Cove. Like, we need a druid.
Maybe the first honest character we've met on this entire fucking
honestly
continent.
true.
That's what.
Ravi was
Ravi
a
is
good
That's
character.
what I was like
Yeah,
thinking
that's
about it because like even in his like prep stuff, and I was like, I wonder if I just overwhelm them with candid honesty because you're so it's like you're literally not going to be used to dealing with that
No.
on like in like an AI type way, and him being like, I've analyzed you all. outright honesty.
Robbie didn't tell us his name the first session, so the most.
Well, neither did we.
true, you guys all
I
said it.
thought it was Sarah.
I didn't even insight check him after I was like, are you lying? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay.
Terrific episode. Is there a couple things you want to rattle off
Yes.
here?
Okay, here we
Please
go.
do.
I think I already said this, but just to make sure I did. Jeremiah gave out a community sub. Retro Chocolate Man did 200 bits. Ali Slayer did 200 bits. Retro Chocolate with 1,800 bits. And Honest
Chocolatite,
Gifter gave
that's
a
such a
buddy
cool
sub.
username.
Jeremiah did 100 bits, and then another 100 bits, and then Ali Slayer did 100 bits. Thank you all
Guys,
so
thank you so much.
very
Thank you. We love and appreciate your support, and a shout out to the Patreon again if you want to check out some of our homebrew content.
Oh, and also, I just put the link to the Discord. Pokodoko should be starting that like spoiler zone for this chapter. If you want to go ahead and try to guess what this dude's all about.
I'm so glad
talk,
the
discuss.
bits aren't on the fritz anymore because now we're in the midst of the bits.
Oh, you spent the last hour coming up with that one?
He like has it like written down, and it's like on his hand. He's like, just the bits.
So dumb.
All right, everybody. We love you all very, very much. We're very appreciative of your support. We're gonna send off for the night. We'll see you next week, same time. Graven will return to a party that has some loot with
Literally,
them returning
loaded
back.
up.
to
Now
the
I can't wait to
boat.
find out how much gold is in that.
Copper. There was a moment there where I thought you were gonna book it from the boat without grabbing the last stuff from
Oh,
that
no
room
fucking
there.
way.
That locked
But,
door, I was like, oh, there's some tasty stuff behind that door.
If you hadn't gotten the key from the guy, you might not have been able to
murdered that
open
guy.
it.
Oh, gotta always murder. Ask questions.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week. Have a wonderful week.
Nice
you guys.
job.
Awesome.